everybody. Yep, that's right. It's one of those. It's one of those intros. Hey, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome. Get excited because it is time for another RageSelect podcast right here at RageSelect. I'm Jeff.
And I'm Mike.
I say get excited because it like we don't have a Nintendo Direct. Gamescom is next week, and so it's like, ooh, it's the stew this week.
Yeah.
You're just throwing it all in the pot with the beef stock.
You got a stew going, baby.
You got some peas. You got those pork chops from last week. Some Chinese food in there.
Some meat on the bones.
Yeah. Just throw it in there. It'll be fine. You just got to let it cook long enough.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we got a podcast. This podcast, you're listening to this podcast, and it's coming right for you.
You saw it. It's coming right at us.
That's right. Where you get it? Yeah, don't shoot the podcast. The podcast means you no harm unless your name is Bobby Kotick or.
See, now my first thought is that fucking Simpsons episode. It means there's no harm. Kill it.
Yeah. Who's the guy? Who's the Xbox guy? Don Matrick. Unless you're Don Matrick or Bobby Kotick, this podcast means you no harm. Or that fucking guy from the Embracer Group. Those three.
Those three specifically.
Yeah. We got a weird fucking potpourri of news this week. Before we get into it, Michael, I had a really hard time this week. The movies have all slowed down. There's nothing on VOD for me.
The next big VOD is tomorrow.
Yeah. And you better believe I spent all day being like, did they put it out early? Did they put it out early? Did they put out Superman's coming out on VOD?
Yeah.
I swear to God, I wasn't disrespecting the Man of Steel. I was just like, it's been 4 weeks. Okay, I guess I'll watch it at home.
A little more than a month is what we figured out.
Yeah. So anyway, I was looking around trying to find stuff to watch this week, and I tried watching Sandman Season 2, and it made me mad because
oh yeah, that's right. We talked about that.
They changed a bunch of stuff, and it was like, I don't know. Have you done this before? I'm sure you've done this with comic book movies where you're like, you guys did 70% of what was in the book, but you left out the most important, like 10% at the very end. It's like you cut it off right before the thing that made the story really good.
No, it happens all the time.
Yeah.
And, especially because there was DC used to make direct adaptations of movies.
Right.
And I mean direct. Like it used to be like everything was either the same or like it was enough that you're like, this is the same story.
Yeah.
And then one day they're like, what if we adapted things, but it was not the story at all?
Yeah.
And it started, I want to say, like a little bit after.
Is this? Oh, you're talking about the animated movies?
Yeah, because Red Sun, we talked about how it misses the point entirely.
And then you've got the Killing Joke where it's like, what if we put in a horrible sex subplot that just no business being in
the
here?
The whole first half an hour is a movie that's you don't want to watch at all.
Yeah.
And then they still did it with the newer ones, like A Long Halloween. It misses the point at the end.
I thought I will never forgive them for taking the voiceover monologue out of The Dark Knight Returns.
Yes.
Like that comic has a dark and gravelly internal monologue from old ass Bruce Wayne that's really important to the story. Like it adds a lot.
You understand a lot about him and a lot about the other characters because of it. It's not there. And then my girlfriend was watching Crisis on Infinite Earths, and I'm like, this is nonsensical. This doesn't even work for what you're trying to say. Yeah. Because they changed a bunch of shit on that. Yeah. I'm like, why is Psycho Pirate even here anymore? You've changed that entirely too.
Anyway, I ended up watching the first 2 episodes of that Alien Earth show.
Oh yeah, that's right. That came out.
Yeah, and it was pretty good.
Was there an alien on Earth?
Yeah, it's interesting. So Noah Hawley, I guess, is the showrunner on that. He did Legion, which I remember people really liked, and
everybody loved
like
it. And then I think that was a good example of like, we don't know what to do with this anymore, right? Because it's so batshit insane.
Yeah, and then he also worked on a bunch of Fargo stuff, so he's a real grounded guy.
Okay,
I think they did a good job. It's like it seems like it's focusing. Like, I guess one of the problems that you sometimes have with Alien is kind of the thing you have with a Godzilla movie, right? Is like, you can't just make a movie where the movie starts and an alien kills people for 90 minutes and there's no dialogue and then the movie's over. Like, you have to have your Ripley in order to have a good story.
Yeah, here's the thing. People will say, like, I absolutely would watch that. No, you would not.
Right.
You would get bored like 20 minutes in.
No, I would watch it because I'm the guy out here defending, what's the Godzilla one where it's like,
Final Wars?
Final Wars, yes. I'm the guy that likes Godzilla Final Wars because I'm like, it was all monster fighting, and when it wasn't, it was stupid Power Ranger fighting.
Well,
like,
that's the thing.
All fighting.
There were still human beings that had dialogue that was dumb as shit.
Nobody was looking for their kid or like a scientist or like. Ugh.
We had Mike Hagar essentially in that movie, and I loved it. I love Final Wars.
You can either do that or you can go the entire opposite direction with Shin Godzilla, where it's like it's mostly just people in front of a whiteboard having a meeting.
Yes.
And I'm like, dude, I am into this.
That movie is a lot of political meetings, and I was like, I love this.
Yeah.
Because
anyway,
everyone's bad at their jobs.
It's interesting. They expand a little bit on the like. It's interesting. They talk about. I do feel sometimes that Alien gets caught in like. It gets caught in a trap that a lot of things get caught in, where it's like you're not expanding the universe at all. Like you're just so focused. Like I didn't dislike Alien Romulus. I thought it was okay, but like. You know, here I am spooling up another Alien movie, and it's like, oh yeah, let's talk about Weyland Yutani yet again. And it's like, is there? Does anybody else exist? Is Brazil a thing in the future? Like,
but it's owned by Weyland Yutani.
But it's owned by Weyland Yutani.
It's called Brizani.
Yeah,
that's what it's called.
But here it's like they literally there's like another corporation that they're kind of focusing on that does other stuff, and it's like this ship that kind of crashes in this city, and there's a subplot with these kind of. They're kind of like synthetics. Like the whole thing starts with this screen where there's like
it's like a prequel or something, isn't it?
It's before Alien, but it's like there's three different ways that humanity wants to become immortal. One is to become cyborgs, and I'm like, I haven't seen that in any of the movies.
Not in those movies.
The synths. And then the third option, which we've never heard of before, they're called hybrids, where you basically take like a human brain and put it into a synth body.
Isn't that just kind of the first one, but with extra steps?
Well, no, because there's nothing left of the original person. It's just their personality. So like a lot of it focuses on this group of like they had to be children, but they were terminally ill children that got put into the fully Terminator bodies of adults.
Yeah,
like
to test it out.
Yeah. Okay. So I don't know. I have no idea where it's going. There's definitely some Prometheus in there because the ship has like some alien face huggers, but then it's got a bunch of other little weirdo fuckers in it.
Yeah, if it's prequel enough, because a lot of that the thing Prometheus kind of says is that like aliens as we know it doesn't really happen until that point happens, I guess. Yeah. So that's why I'm curious to see what happens with that, or if they'll just like ignore that idea and just be like, yeah, we xenomorphs were a thing the whole time.
Yeah, it's been good so far. It's got a good look to it. I like the fact that they've taken a lot of the aesthetics of Alien, but then they've created like, this is like a different place. So it's like they have drop ships and they're reminiscent of like the Marine drop ships, but they're obviously like civilian drop ships. So they look a little different. People look a little different. Like the pulse rifles look different. Like it's like, okay, good. I hate it when they just take the thing, like James Cameron came up with all that bullshit for Aliens, and then everybody just copied it over and over and over again.
Even though it's like, it wouldn't make sense for you to have some of these things.
Right. This is one organization, not all organizations. So I don't know. I'm real touchy about Alien because I feel like I feel like the way I feel with a lot of long running franchises where I'm like, just watch the first one and the second one, but like
first two are gorgeous.
Maybe the third one. Like I have a soft spot for the fourth one, but like definitely after that, fucking stop it. Prometheus is garbage.
Look, Jeff, you don't want to do the fingering or whatever?
No.
That's still one of my favorite stupid lines in a movie.
No.
I'll do the fingering, he said.
Yeah, I don't know. It's been a real mixed bag of feelings with the Alien franchise, but here I'm like,
that's like every 80s thing now though, like 80s 70s franchise that's come back. Like the RoboCop television show that happened in the 90s was a good example of this just being terrible.
It seems okay. It's got like apparently the whole season, there's people who've seen the whole season. And they've scored the whole season. I think I'm gonna stick with it and just see how it goes.
I'd say go for it.
So far it's good. Very nice production values. Everything looks nice. They hell of a lot of costumes and all kinds of bullshit.
What's great about whenever they do it for TV, it gives them more time to flesh out weird ideas. So that's probably why it'll probably work better.
Maybe. We'll see how it goes. What about you? You been watching anything, play anything, do anything?
I started the new King of the Hill season.
Okay.
Because I've been meaning to do that, so I've been watching it on and off during work. So I haven't been paying I've been watching it, but I haven't been paying close attention to the way I want to.
Yeah.
But I really like it a lot. It's exactly what I wanted from King of the Hill when it came back. Where Hank Because basically, Hank had left Arlen at one point because he got hired by a Saudi company to run their propane division, and he lived on an Air Force, like he lived on like an American military base where everything was basically the 50s. And he was like, this is the fucking best. I love everything about this.
Okay.
And then, but what happened was that, like, eventually he's like, I'm retiring. I don't want to do this anymore. I want to go back to Texas because I miss Texas. So he finally comes back to Texas. And since he's been gone, he missed essentially America's entire change. Essentially, like he wasn't here for COVID,
right?
He wasn't here for even Trump's first presidency, and even the end of Obama's thing, apparently, and so he's just confused by things. Like the first episode, he orders an Uber. He's like, I don't understand how this works compared to a taxi.
Right.
Like he pulls his license out. He's like, this is me. Did you need this? And these guys like just fucking get in the car. And he pisses the guy off because he's like, 5 stars. He's like, I'm going to give you a 4. That way you have something to work towards. And the guy's like, well, fuck this guy. And gives Hank a 2.
Yeah.
And there's like, there's a lot of that stuff in there, and this is just like the first episode.
Yeah.
But then eventually it cuts to Bobby. Bobby is now like a young 20-something who owns his own restaurant.
Right.
It's like this. It's like a Japanese fusion.
Yeah, I've seen some clips about it.
And so he's like the most well-adjusted character out of everybody who's grown up. He has now figured out, for instance, that Joseph is clearly not Dale's son.
Yeah.
But he's keeping it to himself because at one point Joseph still thinks he's a white person fully, because at one point, because he works like in a construction crew or something, and he's like, yeah, I'm the only white guy in my crew, and Bobby's employee is just like, and he's like, no, don't fucking don't you do it.
So I mean, I've never watched King of the Hill, so a lot of that is lost on me, but like, I guess the real question is, with any reboot, it's like, is it good? And
it's amazing.
Is it keeping up with the quality that you expected from the show originally?
It does. The only thing that that you have to get used to is that there are different voice actors, because a lot of characters when the show was being made were like for instance, Hank has these neighbors that are Laotian, and the head of the household, Khan, was voiced by Toby Huss, who is a very, very white person.
Okay.
As well as like a few other characters that are in the show that were like of that sort of descent.
Yeah.
So they're like, well, we're gonna be progressive and recast them with people who sound nothing like them and cannot figure out how to do their cadences correctly.
Okay.
And so you're just like, look, I like that you guys did this.
Yeah.
But this isn't working for me for this character.
Sure.
Because he had a very specific way of saying things. The way he sounds too young for what he's supposed to be. Like this character, like way later on in the world, and then there's some changes here and there with some characters that are like playing around with new things. Like for instance, one of Bobby, he's the kid. He had a love interest who was his neighbor, who was the daughter of Khan, named Connie. And so when he finally runs into her again, she's like, "Well, I'm dating this other guy from the show." He's like, "But I'm also like ethically non-monogamous." And Bobby's like, "I don't know what that is, and I don't want to know what that is," type of thing. And like, because he's still like an old school Texan,
sure,
type of thing. So it's like, so they explain that to him, and he's just kind of weirded out by it. But it doesn't like really judge it fully, type of thing. It's just you're just seeing it through the lens of an older version of a small child from the original show. And then Hank has to deal with the fact he's retired. He's trying to figure out what he's going to do.
So worth a watch. Stuff.
And then it's really great, worth a watch. And like I said, it's seeing things from modern things from new lens. Like Hank has a younger brother named Good Hank because his dad sucks, basically.
Okay.
And he's like, well, I want to learn how to be a man, so I'm going to this camp thing. And he's like, well, that sounds like, because all Hank hears is a camp where you can learn to be more of a man. So his thoughts are like, well, it's like camping and grilling and stuff, but it's like a manosphere like camp. And he's just like horrified by the whole thing. Mm-hmm. And so it's interesting because it's a great thing, because when Trump had won his presidency and stuff, everyone's like, Hank Hill would have voted for Trump.
Yeah.
And they're like, but when you watch the season, you're like, no, it's clear he would not have.
Yeah.
Because he has an old school conservative like view.
Sure.
Where everything's been moving so much that he is now no longer that.
Right.
Even though he's always been in the same spot.
Yeah.
Politically. So that's one of the things I like about it. And it doesn't try to like, This doesn't try to be like politics one way or the other thing. It's just, hey, the world has changed and Hank is just always where he was.
Okay.
And I think that's far more interesting than trying to actually like throw the politics at you.
Sure.
Type of thing.
Yeah. I mean, it kind of reminds me of some of the stuff that South Park has been doing recently.
Yeah.
Like, of this kind of like, South Park going like, what? Basically just the way that they always have.
Yeah.
So
it's great though. I highly recommend it. The whole thing's already on Hulu.
Okay.
Right now.
They're the full season.
Yeah, as far as I know.
I gotta wait for Aliens, god damn it.
I think it's like 10 episodes, I think. I haven't finished it, but everybody I know says it's like amazing, the rest of it. So
cool.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad. Someday maybe I'll get around to watching that show. I live in Texas and I don't wanna hang out with those guys.
Speaking of which, there's a beer that he always drinks in it called Alamo.
Yeah.
They sell recreations of that beer at the HEB now.
Oh good.
So you just go buy Alamo. Go drink like Hank Hill.
I don't want to drink I don't want to drink the beer I see on TV. I know how to pick out my own beer. Thank you very much.
I'm tempted to buy it just to own it. Like, I don't drink, but I'm tempted to just own the can.
It's
of
like
it.
when they sold Duff, and I'm like, I don't give a shit. Like,
yeah, I used that with the Buzz Cola from The Simpsons when they made that.
Yeah.
When the movie came out.
Well, speaking of voice actors, we're kicking off this week with an interesting follow-up to a story that I think we talked about. Were you on when we talked about
the Red Dead Redemption?
The Red Dead Redemption, yeah.
Wait, is this the same convention?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
This is the Florida convention. So along a little ways back, the voice actor for John Marsden was like
very excited.
Everybody watch your socials. Big news is a-coming. Oh, I'm so excited. You guys can't believe it. And then had to come out and be like, it is not about anything related to Rockstar Entertainment or video games. It turns out that it was because they were having this reunion with a bunch of the cast of Red Dead at this Florida. It was the National Gaming Expo in Florida.
It was a huge deal, yeah.
Tampa, Florida. So that happened last week, and apparently it was a real Firefest, Michael.
Oh my goodness.
So they said on their website that they were going to have like 30,000 people, and they had like 3, and
what?
like the people the people that were the voice actors that were supposed to show up weren't there on Friday. They were late on. No, they came in late on Friday. They were there on Saturday, and then they didn't come on Sunday.
Oh my goodness!
Like this is the vendor hall.
There's no one there.
It's like they weren't able to fill up a hall full of vendors, so it's like a huge stadium like space with just very sparse booths.
There's like 3 people in this image I'm looking at.
There's very few people out there. Yeah, it's like completely just this big, if you've ever been to a convention, like a shit convention, or like usually when they do this, they'll like block off half of the area so that it doesn't look like shit.
And the other half is like being used for a wedding or something.
Yes.
This is sad.
Yep.
What the fuck am I looking at?
They also had a thing. This was when they had their panel with a bunch of the different voice actors. So when they set them up, they were all like at the back of this huge stage, even though there were very few people there. They had the chairs in double rows. So some people were going to be sitting behind other people. Also, there was like a dog that was just on the stage.
Why is there a dog?
Apparently it belonged to this weird MC guy. This was their MC.
And he brought his dog?
I don't know. So the actors literally had to rearrange themselves up to the front of the stage. At one point, fucking who is this guy?
He looks familiar. I can't.
Ned Luke, one of the voice actors, took over emceeing the panel.
Oh my
because
God.
the guy that was running it was so bad at it. He was mad about it, but apparently at the end he said he was a game developer and he tried to get all of the talent there to do some voice lines unpaid for his game, and they were like, haha, that's a funny joke, and he was like, no, really, let's do a few, and they were like, no,
absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
A lot of us are union. I think they're all union for the most part.
So yeah, there was also a petting zoo, so there was a bunch of llamas and stuff.
What the fuck?
Inside.
I love this. I love the title here. I think it's got to be the worst convention. All they got is a camel and not a single game.
Yep. There were no there's a sloth.
Sloth's kind of fun.
There was nothing going on. Apparently, like there was a thing where on Saturday or on Sunday they were supposed to send a shuttle to pick up all the voice actors, and then that shuttle didn't show up.
What the
fuck? And so the organizer, the guy that organized this thing, sent 5 Uber XLs to the hotel, and the talent agency for the actors was like, do not get in those fucking cars.
Yeah.
Like, do not get
We're
into
not doing this
random
anymore.
Ubers that show up at your place because, like, no. Like, I mean, like...
We don't know where they're taking you.
Like, yeah, exactly. Like, there's a certain level of security that is necessary for people that have a certain amount of fame, and these are not, like, this isn't fucking Hollywood stars.
For all we know, they were going to take him to that guy's house to voice those lines.
Right, exactly. So yeah, the guy Ned Luke was Michael DeSanta in GTA 5.
Okay. That's even funnier to me.
Okay, so how did this happen? This whole thing was put on by this guy named Michael Wittenberg. Michael Wittenberg used to do vape conventions.
Oh my God, how did he even do this? How did he pull this off?
But hold on, Michael, because it gets even worse than this. So I believe that if we look at it, he was imprisoned for 18 months.
Jeff. How?
It was in like Colombia, I think, or hold on, let me I'm sorry. There was so much to this. The Dominican Republic. So he went to the Dominican Republic to try to whip up like sponsorship and stuff for a vape convention that he was doing. He had distributors send a 700-pound pallet of merchandise to the Dominican Republic. He signed for it, and immediately 50 dudes with AR-15s jumped out and they arrested him because they had put a bunch of cannabis materials in that pallet. And by accepting he, when asked about this, I went down this rabbit hole with this guy. When asked about it, he's like, well, it would like be like a misdemeanor in the United States. I don't know why you guys are putting me in fucking Dominican prison. And then it became this whole thing with like,
so he's an idiot.
Yeah. He was like, well, I didn't know that it was radically against the law to bring... And he was like, I didn't even pack that. Like, I told the distributors, don't put anything on here that's illegal. And I'm like, what? The guy is in fucking New Hampshire? They weren't going to research Dominican law to know, like, what?
They themselves would have known what they're doing is highly illegal.
Right.
If that was the case. So actually, I blame the shipping company more than anything else.
This guy's been 18 months in Dominican prison. His mom was down there. It's like talking to consulates. They finally managed to get him out. He said when he got home, he burned his passport. And he said, I'm never leaving this country again. And he said, I'm not doing vape stuff anymore. So he decided, I'm going to get into the video game convention space. And he started by doing this. And this is the result.
I can't believe he got these many like bigger name voice actors though.
Yeah, like
how did he pull that off? He pulled off getting all the Red Dead Redemption people to want to come.
Right.
How did he do that?
Well, I think it's a sort of thing where it's like you don't really know until you get there whether this is like San Diego Comic-Con or fucking what was that Tumblr one that's infamous on the internet.
I know what you're talking about, but I don't know.
DashCon, yeah. You don't know before you walk in whether this is SDCC or DashCon.
No, I've talked to people who've run conventions and stuff before. It's a lot of work to get like people to agree to things.
Sure.
Sometimes you put money up front and stuff.
Yep.
That means this guy either faked it so hard that people were cool with it, or he paid them a lot to just show up.
Apparently, one of the reasons why they were late on Friday, I was reading between the lines because I watched a bunch of YouTubers go over a bunch of failed cons, TanaCon and all that bullshit.
There's a lot of them,
And it was like, the reason they showed up late on Friday was because the talent agencies were awaiting payment, which means that he was like,
so he probably
using the door,
promised them a lot,
using the profits from the door to then pay them to come out to do the thing. This whole thing seems like it was done. I think that a lot of people get into this of just like, how hard can it fucking be? I've run a vape convention. I'm sure if you run a vape convention, you're like, who wants to fucking sell vapes? Everybody's like, hell yeah, sign me up. I love selling vapes. Like, I'm going to set up my thing with turbo vapes, and then like everybody's going to come buy the vapes off of me. And then vape customers are like, hell yeah, I want to go to VapeCon and vape it up with my vapes. Like,
my vapes.
So apparently he's suing a few of the talent agencies now.
he's losing that fight.
He's blamed them entirely of being like malicious pieces of shit that wanted to harm him personally and is suing them. He did do some refunds. He was like, I will refund the Sunday because the people didn't show up, but not Friday or Saturday. Some people, there was a thing where you could send in an object and then it would get signed and then sent back.
Oh, he did one of those.
Yeah,
okay.
and a lot of that just didn't fucking happen because it was so poorly run. So he refunded most of those. Apparently there was, because part of this is like, you know, you go, you meet the Michael DeSanto guy, you get a signature, you get a picture with your arm around him, right? There was one photographer.
Oh my God!
There was one photographer for the whole thing, so the lines were long and everything was fucked up, and yeah, so. Yeah, I'm just telling you right now that, like, yeah, the Roger Clark, Arthur Murray, and also not a bunch of people didn't show up. A lot of people were just like, my talent agency called me and said, do not fucking go there.
I love the final line from Roger Clark. It was, my absence was due to circumstances outside of my control. Crazy shit, man. Sorry.
Yeah.
That says everything.
Yep.
Holy shit.
So, yeah, what a story. I don't know why anybody trusts anything nowadays where it's like, come to my D&D convention, and it's like, maybe. I mean, like, as a goer, like as somebody who could go to one of these things, I don't know. What are you out? $35-$50? I don't even know what the door is for most of these conventions.
The problem is it varies because some conventions are like, it's for one day, it's for the weekend. You buy the super VIP one that's like $500 or something.
Oh yeah,
especially because those come with like meet everybody type things.
Sure,
well, not everybody, but like at least like for instance, like there's one in San Antonio that happens every year that has been getting some incredibly big names.
Yeah.
So you'll pay like $500 and you'll be like, okay, this comes with the ability to meet fucking Anakin Skywalker,
right? Like
by default,
sure,
type of thing. Where other people have to pay the $200 and something to do it, and even then they have to like it's a first come first serve. And these are also first come first serve, but that's the reason they pay so much for them. And so I wouldn't be surprised if some of these had those because he got such a huge group of gaming talent. I wouldn't be surprised if one of them was like pay $500 and you get a picture with the entire Red Dead like Redemption 2 cast or something.
Sure.
But like, and the fact that like, you know, so many of these voice actors are like, we're gonna be here,
right?
You're trusting them just as much as you're trusting what's on the site.
Yeah,
in that case. So this was like everyone got fucked from top to bottom.
Yeah, it definitely seemed like it was no fucking good.
Like you would have a hard time listening to fucking Roger Clark now from it, and that's a weird thing to say because that guy's a really nice guy now.
Yeah,
it's I feel so bad for everyone.
Look at how far back on the stage these people are. This is like somebody from the front row taking a picture. There's this huge stage, like the side of a tennis court, and they put all of the voice actors at the very back, and it's like. Even if a bunch of people were going to show up, Michael, even if the place was packed, you weren't going to let people up on the stage.
Yeah,
like,
what is the purpose of this?
I don't know. Maybe to give the dog more time, more places to run around.
The dog is what's killing me the most.
Yeah,
is because it feels. It feels like one of those, like, you know, when you watch a show and everything is like so fucked.
Yeah.
And it's because there's like wild dogs in the area. Like, I know he's not a wild dog, but it makes it seem like there's a wild dog in the fucking audience.
Yeah.
That's so fucking funny. The llamas are killing me.
Yeah. There's a lot going on in here. I don't know.
I would have paid money just to see this clusterfuck, though.
It would have made for a really good. It's going to make for some really good YouTube documentaries.
100%.
It's going to make
I can't wait for the Internet Historian episode on this one.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Izzy is or one of those people. Yeah, I can't wait for somebody to take this on. So yeah, just thought I would put that out there. I know we talked about it a few times, and like it was one of the more exciting things that happened. I loved myself a good shit show.
This is the greatest outcome to that Red Dead Redemption announcement that I possibly could have come up with.
It was not only disappointing. It was really disappointing. It was incredibly.
It was advanced disappointment.
It was so disappointing. It might even go all the way back around to being entertaining.
Yes,
again.
That was incredible. Fucking hell.
So let's see. From there, speaking of Grand Theft Auto and Rockstar Games, I don't know how much of a story this is, but we had some quarterly earnings reports that just happened. The early August is when you get a quarterly report. And so we had some meetings. We have a few stories that came out of there. Not a lot of interesting stuff. But one of the things is that they're still trying to get Strauss-Zelnick to say how much Grand Theft Auto 6 will cost.
Oh.
And he won't. He will not. We're getting closer. We're getting closer to the ostensible launch of this thing. So yeah, his whole thing was, what did he say? It was this like he said something about this like, well, the most important thing, oh, here it is. Our goal is always to deliver more value than we charge.
Which is the vaguest thing you could possibly
we've
say.
had variable pricing at the company forever. And it's like, well, but you know, like you charged $50 for Grand Theft Auto 5, and then you had the whale cards, right? Like then you had the infinite money machine of GTA Online. Like, don't you make me pay for all of Grand Theft Auto if you're going to monetize the online version into infinity for $1 billion, right? Like, don't. Or I don't know. I mean, like, I think that I know that I think they could probably put out Grand Theft Auto 6 for $100. I think they probably could. Like with the $80 Nintendo games, I think they probably could. I think it would hurt. I think it would hurt their reputation. I think it would be and I don't think it would be well received for a lot of reasons.
No, and we joked about it a lot over the years, and I mean years because we've been waiting for Grand Theft Auto 6 for so long that me and you have. I remember on record, there's another podcast where we both just admitted, I'd probably pay $120 for Grand Theft Auto 6.
I probably would.
I've been waiting a very long time for Grand Theft Auto 6, and that game would get me hours and hours worth of gameplay type of thing. And I guarantee it based on the way Rockstar does things.
Yeah, but you know what I'm not going to pay $100 for? Whatever the next fucking Assassin's Creed game is. Like, I'm just not going to fucking do that. Like,
the reason it only works if it's Grand Theft Auto is because it is Grand Theft Auto. If anyone else did it, Outer Worlds 2...
Oh, yeah, they were going to do it.
They were going to do $80.
They yanked it back.
And everyone was like, that you? Her? Yeah. We were like, no, I'm not doing that.
Right.
Like, of course I'm not doing that. Like, Donkey Kong was a fucking, like, that's Donkey Kong, man. Like, I get it.
Yeah.
Like, but this is, and the same with Mario Kart, and Grand Theft Auto 6, but, like, if like a month from now, fucking Gex 2 or 2000 or something was like $100, you'd be like, no, fuck you.
Well, I mean, if you put out the Outer Worlds for $80 and it's on fucking Game Pass, it's just like
so much worse.
I could beat this in the amount of time that it takes, you know.
But so, it would ruin the reputation so fast. It wouldn't ruin Zelnick's because he's Zelnick, but everybody would just be like, I don't like it. Would work for all of like I think like a month, and then it would just drop super hard. If it stayed like that.
Like I've maintained this for a long time. There are some games that may be worth that, right? There are some video games that might be worth like video games are weird, right? In that we, you know. There's no variable pricing in video games. Video games tend to cap out at a very specific point outside of collector's editions. Like we have a max price that we kind of enforce. But like a lot of other things aren't like that. You know, some movies on Amazon cost $3 to rent and some cost $25 to rent. Like,
and it's what's interesting about video games is that we have already been paying that much for games.
Yep.
I always bring up fighting games. Fighting games do this all the time. There's I paid for the $100 edition of Street Fighter 6 so I could get the season pass and the stuff that comes with it.
Yep.
Like right away. And then they came up with another pass.
Right.
And then another pass.
Right.
If I buy all 3 passes and the standard $60, I think it was still $60 at that point. $60 game. That's like I think it's like 20 or 30 each other one that's on top of it.
So it's basically double the price.
Yeah, to have the full version of the game. And then there are now premium versions of those passes.
Right.
There is a premium version of the Street Fighter 6 passes that's like, oh, you want to spend $40 instead, and you get like all of the costumes that come with it as well.
Yep.
And you're like, and that's fucking, and I might fucking do it type of thing. Like I did it with Dragon Ball Fighters.
Yep.
I did it with Mortal Kombat. We did it for Mortal Kombat 1.
Yep.
We paid for a DLC that was like almost half the game's price.
Yep, absolutely. So yeah, I think there's probably room for that, but the problem is that we're starting to hit the limit of how hard you can nickel and dime us.
Yes.
And actually, it's a great segue. See how good I am? Look how good I am. Look how good I am. That's how I'm so good I point out the segues as to break the momentum. We might pay that, but there's a new study that came out this week, Michael, that says that like you're probably not going to be able to do that for very long. So this is a chart from a survey from what is this? Circana, that was basically looking at average weekly spending for select industries change from a year earlier. So this dark blue line here is 18 to 24-year-olds, and this light blue line is everybody else. It's not 18 to 24-year-olds. And then the left-hand side is negative, and the other side is positive, and it's got a bunch of categories. Like prestige beauty is down 10% with 18 to 24-year-olds, but it's up 3% for other age categories.
Yeah.
Video games at the top of this list is down 25%.
That's crazy.
For 18 to 24-year-olds.
We are in a fucked up timeline. You guys, we're going to start seeing those articles. Gen Z killed video games.
Sure. They didn't.
Yeah.
They didn't. Strauss-Zelnick killed fucking video games. But yeah, 25%.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
Usually when you saw because this chart shows a lot of other things like appliances and furniture and stuff. Usually if you saw something like this for my age group, at this point, if we were still 18, 24, if I was still an 18, 24-year-old, it would have been like video games like fucking maxed out.
Sure.
But everything else would have been like negative.
Yeah.
Because that's what we spent all our money on.
Yep.
But now everybody just wants the TikTok dance and
most
do insane shit.
The other thing that you get out of this chart is the fact that all spending for 18 to 24-year-olds is down.
Everything
is down.
Honestly, it's because everything's unaffordable.
Expensive. Everything's more expensive.
And some of these things, I think the reason some of these things are higher up is because they need them.
Yeah.
Like small appliances, you need an appliance. You need furniture, of course.
Sure.
Like all those sports equipment, I'm surprised is as high as it is, considering.
I think sports equipment is generally pretty cheap. Right? Like you can buy sports equipment.
Compared to Grand Theft Auto 6, yeah.
Yeah.
You can buy a lot of bats and baseballs for $100.
So, yeah, and then there's another chart. This is all from Matt Piscatella's X account. This is purchases by age group change from a year earlier, and you can see that, like, there's a general trend line for 25 to 34-year-olds and 35 plus that is kind of similar, where it kind of goes down as 2023, you got 2024, it kind of comes back up, and then it kind of goes down. 2025, early it goes up, and then it's kind of trending down. Fucking 18 to 24-year-olds are, like, below everybody.
That dropped like a rock, too. Like, it got high for a hot second there, and then just fucking dropped.
Well, this is like zero. So this is like negative numbers, and it finally started trending out of negative numbers, and then late 2024 it kind of started to trend back up a little bit, and then in 2025 just like through the fucking like minus 12.5%.
If anything, that's a good way of seeing what the economy is like for those young people.
Yeah,
those poor bastards.
Yeah, you can't if you fucking like. I mean, I think it's a thing. Well, and then I was reading the Twitter comments, and somebody pointed out, let's tie this into some of our previous knowledge, Michael. They're not buying new video games. They're playing Fortnite.
Yes.
Because Fortnite is fucking free. And I bought a PS4, and I want to play games with my friends, and I don't have the money to go buy a fucking $700 PS5 Pro, but Fortnite works on my PS4.
It works on the phones.
It works on your phone.
You can play Fortnite on a phone
I can play it just about everywhere, and it's fucking free. And, like, I'll buy a $5 Ninja Turtle skin once every 6 months.
Yeah, and then there was the other stat where it's like everyone was buying older games, too. Because Steam has sales that are like $1 type of thing constantly.
Yep.
So some of this is probably based on even like new games.
Sure.
And so it's probably even more negative because of that.
You spend $5 on a Steam sale on, I don't know, what's a 3-year-old game? Resident Evil 4 remake or whatever is on a deep discount for $10, and then you don't buy Battlefield 8 or Battlefield 6 for $80, right? So you're like, fuck it. Call of Duty Warzone is free. I'm not going to spend $80 on a new Donkey Kong, right?
Exactly. Like why should they? Like they don't have the money to do any of these things right now. I barely have the money to do it.
Well, yeah, and this, if I didn't run this channel, patreon.com/RageSelect, I wouldn't be able to do this. Like, I have an income source that is paying me to be able to do this hobby, but I wouldn't buy as many games as I buy if I had to buy them out of my own pocket.
Jeff, you wouldn't even have that Donkey Kong game because you don't even like Donkey Kong.
I have it. It's been loaded in my Switch too that hasn't been turned on since Matt and I played that Donkey Kong game.
That's exactly what I mean, guys. Jeff sacrifices so much for you people. He plays Animal Crossing, or not Animal Crossing. He plays Pokemon games and Kirby games.
But see, part of this is what I kept when the idea of raising video game prices first came up. There's a part of me that I keep saying this over and over again. I really would like to reiterate it. Is that you have cost. You've got supply, you got demand, you got that stuff, but there is a maximum cost that the market will bear, right?
Yes.
If McDonald's cheeseburgers were $50 a pop, they wouldn't sell that many cheeseburgers because no matter how much you like a Big Mac, I'm not going to pay $50 for a fucking Big Mac.
There's also the inverse of that. You can have the greatest burger in your life, and it could be $120, but Gen Z's not going to pay that because they
don't have it.
They don't have it.
Right.
Like, the market has to stay in an even
So, like, if you could choose between rent and a copy of Grand Theft Auto 6... you're not going to buy Grand Theft Auto 6 because it's too fucking expensive. Like, if it was $50, I'd buy it. It's $100, and I don't have an extra $50 for, like, this thing.
I did do the inverse once, though, on accident. Or not an accident. I did it because I was a dumb teenager.
Yeah.
I told you that story, right?
You bought a $120 Big Mac?
No, I lived, so this is a quick story time, people. I lived with my brother for my senior year of high school, and it was just me and my brother. So my dad was like, here's $100 for school lunch for the whole year.
Oh, I do remember this
and
story.
I was like, $100, huh? Grand Theft Auto 4 just came out.
Yeah.
I spent my lunch money for the entire year on Grand Theft Auto 4.
Yep.
Did I regret it? A little bit, but I lost so much weight that year.
Hey, you know what? My parents used to give me $5 for lunch a day when I was in middle school or when I was in high school, and I would buy a Twix bar and a Dr. Pepper for $2, and I'd spend the other $3 playing Mortal Kombat every day for my lunch break. So
yeah, the kicker for my thing was I was also in the JROTC, and they forced you to exercise.
Oh,
so there was a lot of calories burning that was not going in.
Yikes!
I was in the best shape of my life.
Wowzers!
But I was also terribly angry at all times.
Let's see. Let's. We got a bunch of news, so let's see if we can wrap up a few things before we take a break. You remember that Contraband game that we saw like a really brief teaser for the Xbox One that had like the Jeeps and stuff?
Wasn't it being made by like some other big developer?
Avalanche, the Just Cause studio.
That's right. Yeah.
Canceled.
Oh, for fuck's sakes!
I mean, obviously, we haven't heard anything. We didn't even ever see gameplay of it.
No, we got the one announcement. Actually, you know what? Yeah, I shouldn't be surprised this got canceled.
Yeah, I was always unclear about what that game even was, and I'm not happy that it got
was
canceled.
a racer or something.
I think so. What was that PS2 launch? Smuggler's Run? Is it like Smuggler's
I thought it was
going
to be like that.
Speaking of Rockstar, so yeah, I that's a shame, and I don't like it when people lose their jobs. By the same token, it's like, well, I didn't even know what that is.
Yeah, I remember the trailer for it, and we were all like, well, this could be cool. Like, we don't know. Because Xbox at this point was still kind of like, we don't really know what they're up to.
Right.
So seeing, like in partnership with Avalanche, you're like, well, this could be kind of cool, whatever this is.
Yeah.
And then it turns out Xbox is just canceling everything that they've been getting partnerships with.
We bought a lot of video game developers. Oh, does that mean you're going to develop a lot of video games? No.
You would think. But the answer might surprise you.
Yep. Let's see. And then we also got, speaking of Xbox, we got the news that the Blizzard story and franchise development team has unionized.
I don't even know what that means.
So this is specifically the workers that produce the in-house cinematics, animation, trailers, promotional videos, in-game cutscenes, and other narrative content.
Oh, good for them.
In addition to, and I don't know what to make of this, Michael, in addition to archival workers and historians, which makes me wonder that, like, I think this might actually be, like, I thought about it in my head, and it was like, well, the lore of Warcraft has been going on for so fucking long, and it's so goddamn convoluted that you might need somebody to just, that their job is to keep track of it.
Yeah,
so
you
then
have a
you call them
historian
up and
on
go, did Thrall ever have a nipple ring? And it's like, well, in the one expansion, the one guy said that when he was a child, Thrall had 6 nipple rings.
And
like,
in my dreams, he has a lot of them.
so yes, he has had nipple rings in the past. Please feel free to put that, because Blizzard fans are so nuts that they'll be like, what? You left off Thrall's 4th nipple ring from the Cloud Spire expansion, and it's like, oh shit.
He's probably also like really good at being like, okay, we can use this footage for this trailer from this old trailer,
yes,
as like the history of WoW or whatever type thing.
Yep.
So yeah.
So I know that's good. Like, I mean,
I'm very happy for those guys.
They put out a quote. This is the guy that was the organizing member, Bucky Fisk, says, after more than a decade working at Blizzard, I've seen all the highs and lows. For years, Blizzard has been a place where people could build their careers and stay for decades, but the stability has been fading. With the union, we're able to preserve what makes this place special, secure real transparency in how decisions are made, and make sure policies are applied fairly to everyone.
So Bucky Fisk, my first thought was he's the fusion of Bucky and Wilson Fisk. Sorry. That was just, I had to get that out before we continued.
Yeah. Well, now that you've got that out, we're going to go ahead and take a break. We've got a bunch of news left, but we spent so long soaking in the shit show. We'll probably have to go a little fast in segment 2, but fucking what else is new? Stick around. We'll be right back. And Michael, it is time to get back into the news. We got another update in the Crafton Subnautica 2 tale this week.
Yeah, this one is a clusterfuck.
I don't know. Like, this one was, I put this on the list, and I kept kind of moving it down the list as I read, because basically what we got this week was Crafton responded to the legal complaint that what worlds, the guys, the 3 guys, Ted Gill,
Unknown Worlds, was
Charlie Cleveland and Max McGuire from Unknown Worlds, who got fired. They brought a lawsuit against Crafton. Crafton responded to it, and basically what you got out of this was like the big headline is that Crafton says that these 3 guys, 2 of them after they got their bonus just fucked off to do other stuff, and one of them was more involved with the company but only to try to maximize the bonuses and additional profits. Yeah. This we've already heard before, but like they filed a I got a hair in my mouth. They filed a legal brief, and I went and I looked at it. It's like 120 pages, and I read about 25 of them, and it's kind of boring. It's like a legal response to their complaint. Yeah. And so what you get is that there'll be like a section where these guys' lawsuit said like, Subnautica 1 was a smash hit in early access that was released in blah, 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 with a rabid fan base of fans that were beloved the world over. And Crafton's response is, we disagree with all of the assertions in this paragraph except for the date that Subnautica 1 came out. And I'm like, well, what the fuck even is this? And so they're going down, because we had this whole
thing.
They're
just disagreeing with everything.
Where they made this post, that, their original legal complaint had the history of these guys. Like, they talked about making natural selection, how it was very well received, and it was this, like, this multiplayer thing. And Crafton's like, we disagree with all parts of the statement except that it was released on this day and that it was a multiplayer game. And I'm like, well, the whole legal thing, it's just legalese. Right?
Yeah.
You got to do this, but basically their current response is just like, nuh-uh.
No. They needed some response, and it's just like, no.
Yes.
None of that happened. None of that's true.
Yeah. And they have a few things. They're basically lining up to say, and I did, though, get confirmation that Subnautica 2 was still slated for early access this year. It wasn't it wasn't going to be put out as a full product, which I think is something that I've been curious about, because it seems like Crafton, like, I don't know, you put something out in early access, I expect it to be janky, busted, and unfinished.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
I don't expect
how
early access is, yeah.
Right, a full product. But Crafton asserts basically, like, the state the game was in, if it was to launch in that state in early access, it would have been so unfinished as to damage the Subnautica brand into the future, stymieing. They cite in their legal brief, they cite Kerbal Space Program 2 as like an example of an early access product that then like is so fucked that it fucks up the reputation moving forward. I very familiar with what happened with Kerbal Space Program 2.
You were very familiar.
Very familiar. And that is not what happened with Kerbal Space Program 2.
It's not. That's happened with some games, but it wasn't that one specifically.
Yeah. I think that the one thing that I did glean from this that might be worth noting is that apparently the deal that Crafton made with Worlds, whatever, is that because they mentioned Subnautica 2, 3, 4, and additional entries. So I'd be willing to bet that when they purchased them, they also purchased the rights to publish Subnautica 2, Subnautica 3, Subnautica 4, like additional sequels outside of just Subnautica 2. And so that does give them a little bit more of a leg to stand on, where you say that even if early access is understood to be like janky and unfinished, like there have been early accesses that were so unfinished that then they depressed people's desire. I don't think that was what was going to happen here, but I can't know because I haven't played the game. So.
Yeah, we don't know what it looked like. For all we know, like there's two things that could have happened. One is we could have looked at it and it would have been the way they say it was, not Clifton, but the other people. Where it, where it was like it was basically done, like, but there isn't a lot going on in it, so you're just like playing the game fairly normal. There's some bugs here and there, that type of thing. That's the way they were presenting it as.
Yeah.
Whereas these guys are presenting it as like, the second you start it up, your whole computer's just gonna start fucking exploding,
right?
And it's gonna ruin everything. Everyone's just gonna be like, "Why'd you do this, Crafton?" And I'd be like, "I was trying to protect you." And like, it's like. It's hard to like both sides sound like they could be lying for all I know, but we don't know because we don't know what it looks like.
Yep, it's hard to
it's not
hard
like they
to know.
Leaked it, type of thing.
Yeah,
so
it's really difficult to know without knowing what the game actually looked like how unfinished it was, how unoptimized it was, what it looked like. It's hard to say.
Because we've heard of early access games where they're like, well, this is the early access game, and then you step forward like 3 steps, and your guy just like. All of his physics just explode and he gets launched across the screen. But that's fair. That's broken. But like, they're making it sound like they're making it sound like it told you to go fuck yourself. Like, I don't understand.
Yeah. The other thing is that the other thing I just thought about when we were talking about this is that when we do get janky early access games, people don't tend to ride the publisher about it.
No.
They ride the developer about it. Like if it was going to be a thing. And then not just that, but we've also had plenty of early access games that were wonderful success stories where it launched kind of funky.
Yeah, Minecraft's a perfect example of
Yeah, and then it became a beloved thing. I don't even know what Subnautica 1 looked like when it first launched. I do know that when I first played it, I was like, fuck this game. I don't like this game. You got to hold your breath for too long.
Yeah.
So,
and I remember, and there's whole games that came out that were well-beloved first ones where their 1.0 exploded things, like City Skylines, I think was the one that we're thinking of. Like, we don't really know is the end of the day.
Yeah.
And that's what's frustrating about this because it's from the outside in, it sounds like Crafton was fucking over everybody for a bonus.
Yes.
But according to Crafton, so who am I supposed to believe, Jeff?
I don't know. Like, the thing is that Crafton to me is not like a beloved game publisher with like years and years of really great releases under their belt that I could point to. Like,
look, Your Honor, science is dumb.
Sometimes science is a bitch. Like, they're the PUBG battlegrounds. Like,
I don't trust them. There's no reason to trust them.
They're the PUBG guys. Like, yeah, I don't know. They're not like exactly. I mean, you look at the games developed or published. Oh, that's before they were even Crafton. So it's Crafton PUBG Mobile.
Jesus, it's not even
the Callisto Protocol.
Oh no,
Inzoi, like Dark and Darker Mobile. Cookie Run India.
Oh wait, are they the ones who bought Hi-Fi? They're going to publish Hi-Fi Rush too?
Yeah, no, they're the ones that bought Tango Gameworks.
Did not know that.
Yep. So
I retract some of my statements.
I don't know, man.
I like you guys so much. Just make Hi-Fi Rush 2 come up.
I'm not seeing anything on here. Like the fact that that they were the publisher of the Callisto Protocol, and I'm like, oh, you guys don't actually give a shit about quality because I played the Callisto Protocol and it was not a very good game.
If anything, that game should have fucked you guys over.
Yeah. And, I don't know. You guys are the ones that you're still hanging on to the fucking... You're the ones with your baseball cap on backwards saying hello, fellow kids, to the Fortnite players because you still fucking publish PUBG. Like, I don't know. I'm just not in Crafton's corner for this. They don't seem trustworthy. The Subnautica guys made a game I really like.
I trust them much more. So, especially with the fact that money was on the line.
Yeah,
like they probably worked their asses off to get it to where it was at.
Yep. Let's see. Speaking of shit blasted video games, so Nintendo might still be in court with Pal World, but apparently you could make a bunch of AI slop games and put them out on the Nintendo Switch. There's a game that was recently put out on the Nintendo Switch called Pal Land.
Oh my god!
That has a bunch of AI slop like graphics. Let me see if I can Let me show you what this game looks like, Michael. It is a
oh no!
It is terrible. It's got some vaguely Pal World-esque looking characters. There is no monster trapping. It is just a survival game, and it looks like balls.
Yeah, her run cycle was even sad.
Horrible balls. Like
this
really,
looks
really ugly balls.
This is so bad.
Yeah.
Like oh my god. She turned around and her face freaked me out. Yeah, we are now getting knockoffs of knockoffs of knockoffs essentially. And oh my goodness, this is hurting my eyes.
But like, if Nintendo cares, I mean, I guess the fact is that the monsters in this game don't look like Pokemon.
They don't look like anything.
They don't look like anything. They look terrible. They're just fucking like awful.
She has no pupils.
So yeah. Anyway, Pal Land. So if we have Pal World at home, basically.
This makes me sad.
I think these platform holders really need to get a better handle on this bullshit.
This keeps happening.
Like, don't let this shit out there.
They, like you remember when Nintendo used to be like, we don't want this sort of thing to happen,
right?
So you have to submit it to get the Nintendo
seal approval
of quality or whatever.
Yep.
Now they don't give a shit.
Yep.
There was a game that almost came out about you had to jerk it off without your Uber driver or something noticing or something. You remember that? You remember when we watched? That was a trailer we watched.
I think so. Yeah.
It didn't come out because everybody's like, "What the fuck, Nintendo?" But like, it was going to, and that says a lot about it.
Do you ever look through the PlayStation Store?
I have.
Do you see all the? It's like Tunga or a Tonga thing. It's like this weird noodle guy, and it's like there's like 40 games with this noodle guy.
It's like, what the fuck?
I don't even know what this noodle guy is. So
and there's like clearly like knockoffs of games that are like real that are also on there.
There's a Schedule 1 knockoff of the PlayStation now.
They show up on sale all the time to try to trick you.
So
it's pretty stupid.
Good job, Nintendo. You take Pocket Pair to court, but you still let this shit come on your platform.
It's so ridiculous.
Let's see. Speaking of horrible ripoffs, you remember that 10-cent game that looked exactly like Horizon Zero Dawn?
I do remember that one.
And then Sony put out they slapped 10-cent with a lawsuit. There was actually
shocked. Actually,
I don't know if you were on for this, but like there was a whole report about how 10-cent had come to Sony and asked them to make a Horizon East Asian MMO.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
a bunch of times, and Sony was like, "No." And then they were like, "Okay, well, here's this new game that we made." And so it was like, "No, fuck you."
It's like, just because we said no doesn't mean that you just can make the game yourself.
Yeah. So Light of Motrium is the name of this horrible thing, but something really interesting happened, Michael. I don't know exactly when this happened, but if you go to the Light of Motrium Steam page, you will notice that it looks very different than it did before.
It does.
Like the screenshots look like a very different different game that seems a lot less like Horizon. Some of it still looks a little like Horizon.
There's some monster here and there and some stuff here
but
and there.
But there's no red-headed ladies in here anymore.
That was the funniest part.
There's no deer with like a bunch of blue lights coming off their head. Like,
even the main like robot thing looks not like what. Yeah, it looks more like Herbie the robot.
It looks like a Pal World character.
It does actually. I remember we saw that trailer and you're like, "Well, this is gonna get sued."
Yeah,
there's no way it's not.
Yeah, I don't know how they decided that they like. It was like we'll just put that out. Nobody will care. Nobody will give a shit. Put it on Steam. I
think some people in China think for some reason they're still allowed to just make knockoffs of things and they won't get in trouble for it, because that was the thing for years. You were like, you know what, I want to buy my teenage son a Spider-Man figure. Let me go downtown where they sell the most knockoff thing made in China.
Yep.
Where it's clearly like
Arachno Man.
Yeah. Clearly it's like a Hercules figure where they took the head off and they put a Spider-Man on it or something. And
Kilometer Sanchez. That's not a real
Exactly.
That's a different Spider-Man.
And they just did it for years and nobody ever said anything and they think they can still do it.
Yeah. So
that's going to be their next game though. Is Kilometer Sanchez, the MMO?
Interesting to see how this is going to work out, because Sony's still. I mean, the lawsuit's still going, so we'll see. It's possible they might have just preemptively stripped out a bunch of the offending assets, changed it enough so that it's like legally distinct. They put a wheelchair and a mohawk on it.
You see what they should have done, Jeff, is put it on Nintendo and no one would have noticed.
Sure. Put that Tungan guy in it or whatever his name is. Speaking of horrible Sony failures, though, there was another one of these earnings calls where Sony talked about their live service strategy.
This was before Jim Ryan left. He's like, we're going to make dozens of these.
10 new live service games before March of 2026.
How's that going for you guys?
Not very well. Anyway, this is all translated, but their chief financial officer Lin Tao talked about it and said last year Concord and this year Marathon were postponed. Somewhat negative news has been coming out, but if you look 5 years ago, live service games were almost non-existent for PlayStation Studios. Lin Tao does make a very good point, though, and this is an interesting quote I hadn't thought about before when they talked about live service games. Helldivers 2, MLB, Gran Turismo 7, and Bungie's Destiny 2. So we have 4 live services contributing to sales and profit in a stable manner. In terms of transformation, it's not entirely going smoothly, but from a longer-term perspective, if you look at the changes over 5 years, you see there definitely has been a change. Because technically, I don't think we think of MLB The Show as like a live service game. Or
mostly we don't even think about it sometimes.
Or even Gran Turismo 7. But like, you ask Bryce about weekly microtransactions in Gran Turismo 7, then they're there. So they do have these things that like, Helldivers 2 is a live service game.
And it's doing great.
Even though I think that we kind of, I don't know. Do you think of Helldivers 2 as a live service game?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, but that's because of the way it works, is because it has... They keep coming out with new content, and there's an overarching storyline that keeps changing. Yeah, that like, and it's not one that like, it's not one that like a single player game where you can go back to the beginning of how it started.
That's true.
So that's what keeps it in the live service like idea,
genre,
and the fact that like you have to constantly keep attacking it the way a phone game does, where you're like well, to get this thing, you got to defeat this one planet, guys, work together type thing. Yeah, like that's very live service. So it's like, Helldivers 2 is very much that. I'm surprised by the MLB thing, but I don't know enough about MLB to dispute it.
I don't know either. The other one that we haven't really seen is that Fair Game $sign thing they announced that Jade Raymond was working on, and then she left, and it's like,
didn't they like say they changed it or something?
I don't know.
I could have sworn they were.
I forgot which one this even was, to be honest.
I kind of vaguely remember.
Is this the one where the trailer looked like Spider-Verse and then the game was like, or was that a different one?
The problem is I generally don't remember.
Let's see. Here's the Fair Game CGI trailer. No, this one was like...
Oh, I remember this one now. It's like a heist thing.
Heisty one.
But you're all like different heist people.
Yeah, you're like different teams of heists.
I think that's what this one is.
Yeah, I remember this. I do remember this. This isn't that one. That other one, I think, was that Sega one that got canceled.
See, there's the other heist people.
Yeah.
So there you are different heist people on different sides, but I don't think you were like different. Like the other one I was thinking of was like a class thing, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. So apparently part of this too was the fact there was some intimation that Sony is now like basically cracking the whip over at Bungie, being like, okay, fuckers, like
we spent a lot of money on you guys.
We left you alone, and you have taken advantage of our inactivity, and so there's more direct interference. There's some this from an IGN article. There's some interesting language in here that makes it sound like they're like, yes, Bungie will be starting to act like a Sony Studios subdivision, not an independent.
You've now been taken over.
Yes.
Congratulations. We are now liberating you.
Yes. They
Please
also
do not resist.
were asked about Marathon. We haven't heard anything about Marathon since the big controversy.
Yeah.
And their quote was like, based on the progress in the autumn time frame, we believe we can communicate when we will be launching. We are now fixing problems, so we believe this launch will happen. If the launch is canceled, we need to do a revision of the valuation. However, as of now, that is not expected. It is still expected to launch early next year. So if it happens before March, that still puts it in the 2025 fiscal year. Obviously, if they have to push back that launch, that will change their monetary outlook for the year. But basically, they're saying that it's still on track for a 2026 launch.
That's crazy. But I don't know. We'll see how it goes, I guess.
Yeah. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what happens. I mean, I'm interested to see what they're doing with the art stuff, right? Because we had the big controversy about the stolen art assets. And like, is it just going to look the same, but it doesn't have any stolen art left in it? Or
I think that's the hope, at least. And I hope maybe they don't try to AI shortcut their way through. Yeah. Because that's going to probably cause even more issues.
Who even can tell? I don't know. That was a real shit show. And Bungie, talk about having an archivist on hand. I think Bungie needs to hire somebody to be like, your job is to search the entire internet to make sure nothing that we put out looks too much like anything else. Because it was like the fifth thing that happened with.
It happened with them a lot. And Bungie used to be the fucking guy.
Yeah.
But now no one gives a shit about Bungie.
Very, very true. Let's see. Speaking of online video games, there's a big leak indicating that the next thing in Fortnite is going to be pets. So
this has been a thing that people have been saying for like a year.
Yeah.
And nobody seems to have anything outside of like the words of people.
Well, apparently this stuff came from like the latest update, them doing like source code, like data mining out of it and finding some stuff that seemed to indicate. And so when I say pets, like Fortnite has had backpacks with dogs in them before, but these are like runs around with you pets. Like they've got like a robot cat and a dog and like a skateboard turtle on a skateboard. I kind of like the turtle on the skateboard.
Well, one of the reasons this came up again even before this was people thought that's what crypto was going to be. They thought crypto was going to be the first pet that can walk around with you.
Yeah.
But instead it turned out he was, an item that popped up and slammed into the ground and then like barked and then flew away.
Oh, it was like an emote?
He was like a weapon. Like it was called Crypto's bone or something, Crypto's treat.
Oh, okay.
You would throw a treat like wherever the person was and he would like slam down and like and kill them.
Like an orbital strike?
Yeah, he was like an orbital strike. He would kill them and be like, he would grab the treat and he'd be like, yay, and then he would fly off.
Yeah.
And so everybody was like, oh, he probably will be the first companion that like you can walk around with.
Yeah.
And then, nothing came of that. So I feel like I will believe it until I see it this time because like people have been saying that on the Fortnite subreddit for like months now.
You would know better than I.
I've been keeping an eye on that shit lately.
Apparently, though, the last thing was November 2024. They put shoes, put kicks.
Yes, you can now wear like shoes on your random characters. So Godzilla can wear sneakers if he wants to.
Okay, great.
Like, and so,
thank you, Fortnite.
And so people have been wearing like Nikes on Miles Morales because like, well, it works for him. But then you can have like Solid Snake and like fucking shark slippers.
You put like cowboy boots on Michael Myers. That's
technically, yeah. If they sell them, you could. Although some updates have been fucking it up. Like Solid Snake can't wear them right now because the update broke it or something.
Okay.
So like, it's really interesting to see what happens with those.
I don't know, fucking Fortnite, man. It's going crazy. Should be a shocker to no one. I feel like I keep reading the story once a week. We had another another basically some talk with Remedy about how they are very committed to making sure that FBC Firebreak really trying to make FBC Firebreak a thing.
This live service will work, guys. I swear.
Yeah, they talked when they launched. There was some shade that kind of came at it about like the concurrent Steam players.
Yeah,
right, because it had like 1,100 or something like
which is
max,
really low for that sort of thing.
Yeah,
I think even the Avengers had a higher max count than that.
And so they said, what Steam? Here's the quote from back in that day: "Steam is very important to the business of FBC Firebreak, but the Steam active player count is a very easy statistic to dig up, but it isn't everything." But the Remedy CEO talked about how like actually that was a very important metric because it meant that most people that were playing Firebreak were playing it on consoles because it was on PS Plus and Xbox Game Pass at the same time.
So you got to cater to them more.
Yes, which you don't tend to get as much. I don't think you get as much player retention when people do it through those services than you do when somebody makes the decision to spend money on it.
No, because when you do it for free, or when you get it for free, you sort of just do it to try it out.
Yeah,
and so that might inflate the numbers for a little bit, and then it's going to drop like a rock, like a month, not even a month later.
Yeah, from Vertala, the CEO. Commercially, we were unsatisfied with the launch phase consumer sales of FPC Firebreak. Thus far, FPC Firebreak's commercial performance has largely been driven by Xbox and PlayStation subscription service agreements. A considerable portion of the revenues from these agreements will be recognized throughout the contract period. But yes, there's a major update coming in September. They are hoping to basically kind of streamline the game to make it easier to get into, because I mean there've been all these stories about how like their internal data was like people would play it for 45 minutes and then turn it off and never turn it back on again. Like,
yeah, I could see that happening.
I think, yeah, I mean when we played it, we were not having a very good time till we got to level 2.
It took a while too for us
even
to really
level
like
2 was like, this is better.
Yeah,
it's not great or anything, but it's better.
Like, it's definitely, if I had like a group of friends who played it regularly, I would play it with them. But if I didn't, there's no fucking way in hell I would have played that by myself.
Well, John is still playing it. He's every time I talk to him about like, what are you playing? He's like, FPC Firebreak, and I'm like, still?
I'm just as surprised as you are. But John likes that sort of thing, and I get it. Like, I vary on what I like live service wise. I just keep going back to Fortnite because it's such an easy thing to fuck with.
It really is.
Type of thing.
It really is.
Yeah.
Yeah, as part of this earnings call, though, they also talked about how Control 2 is meeting all its milestones, and the Max Payne 1 and 2 remake continues its progress and remains in full production.
I am still absolutely curious to what's going to end up with happening with 1 and 2's remake.
Yeah.
Especially with, the passing of Max himself.
Sure.
So, like, how do you even... Like, did you just make it straightforward, or like, how does that even work?
I don't know. I mean, like, I think there's one school of thought that says you just take all the audio from the original game and you just redo it.
That's what Delta seems to be doing. Metal Gear Solid Delta.
Or I don't know. Like, this is not, I think, what people want to hear, but we do live in a world where you could put that voice into an AI and make a couple of new lines out of it.
Well, if it's the only time I've ever not been mad about that sort of thing is if it was with permission from everyone who was involved with it, usually. Especially if it was like something where he's like, look, I might be passing, like, you have my permission to do this.
Sure.
Because there was, what game was it where they did that?
Cyberpunk 2077.
Yeah, where they got
Victor.
They got like an actor to do the cadences and then they put it over it, sort of thing.
With the permission of his estate.
That was a very creative way of doing it.
Yep.
Like, I'm perfectly fine if somebody tries that.
Sure.
But that guy's cadence was so specific. I don't even know if you could pull that off.
Yeah. I'm sure you can find somebody that can give you an approximation of a fucking Max Payne impression.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people have a Max Payne impression, especially if it's just a baseline to then layer some AI stuff over. But I mean, on the one hand, you have Victor. That's a good example. But on the other hand, you have fucking Darth Skibbity Toilet over here in Fortnite.
That's true. Yeah.
I thought that shit was funny as shit.
Oh, it was very funny.
Like
him just saying accidental slurs about things.
What was the one he said where he was like, Spanish, like a language known for smugglers and criminals
and ne'er-do-wells
or something. And everyone's like, what did Darth Vader just say?
He said something bad about Romanians at one point, and you're like, oh no.
And then there was that one where he talked about, I forgot what the exact thing was, where he was like, if you cross me again, I will like you will face consequences outside of this game or something like that. And somebody was like, "Did Darth Vader just say he was going to come to my fucking house?" Like,
my favorite was him saying things because the AI thought it was weird. Like he would call Sub-Zero Sandwich Zero.
Right? Yes. Yep.
So stupid.
Yep. I kind of loved it.
No, it was. I loved it because it was so stupid.
It's so stupid. Yeah.
It was so weird that even happened.
Speaking of high player counts, Battlefield 6's open beta last weekend had a player count that was off the fucking charts. And when I say off the fucking charts, I mean it's like higher than any of the Call of Duty games have ever had.
Oh my goodness. Good for them.
Yeah. It was 521,079 concurrent players on Steam, which like Call of Duty at its best was 491,670. So like people, we were talking about last week about the kernel level anti-cheat stuff people don't really like. You've got, the reputation of Battlefield. Apparently none of that shit fucking matters, Michael.
Yeah.
It's just fucking like, I want to play Battlefield, God damn it. So
if people think Battlefield's going to look good, they'll try it out.
Yep.
It does help that this was the beta. They didn't really like fully pay for it. So
yeah,
we'll see we'll see if any of that translates to purchases.
Yeah. I mean, it seems like there's some heat behind it. It seems like this is what people really wanted out of Battlefield, and who knows? Maybe they'll. I'm curious to know if Battlefield giving players exactly what they want, and Call of Duty charging $20 for Sam or for what's his name? The American Dad.
Stan Smith.
Sam Smith. Stan Smith skins is like. Is it possible that Battlefield might actually become a contender finally? Well,
it's because Call of Duty has now made itself such a laughing stock,
right?
But not even because of like the game being bad, but because they fell into the Fortnite trap of just selling skins based off of things.
Yeah.
But at first it felt normal, but then it just got more ridiculous as it went on.
Yep. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Let's see. Another speaking of high player counts, this is from Mark Dara, who was a guy that used to work at BioWare.
Oh, okay.
I think we've talked a few times about things that he has like a YouTube channel and he does kind of commentary and stuff. But the latest thing was apparently he was on a podcast where he was talking about that they BioWare soft pitched a full remake of the first 3 Dragon Ages, like the Mass Effect trilogy, but for Dragon Age to the upper people at EA, and they were like, absolutely not. Which apparently when it was suggested, it would have been the sort of thing where if they had gotten off their butts, they could have had that out before Veilguard came out. Yeah. The problem is that all of the Mass Effect games were made on Unreal, and that Dragon Age was made. The first 2 were made with internal EA engines.
That would have put too much more money into it.
So they would have had to have. In this article, he says basically they would have either had to divert people from BioWare that were there long enough to have the knowledge of how to work with the code, or they would have had to hire new people and then train them on how to deal with this older code. So it would have been a much heavier lift than Mass Effect. But then he also says that EA just doesn't really seem to like remasters. That EA is like, we don't really fucking like remastering our old games.
The surprising thing is that EA is the one saying that.
Yeah.
And because every remaster that EA has done really, really well.
Yeah, that Sims 1 and 2, I think it was even pretty well received.
Yeah, that happened. Dead Space is theirs, and that did fucking gangbusters.
Yep.
And
I think people really like the Mass Effect.
No, people really like it. Well, because people really like Mass Effect.
Yeah.
And so, and I guess what happened was them being like, well, if they like that, then of course they'll love Dragon Age again. But I guess to EA, Dragon Age isn't worth putting the money into it.
I think it's such a weird thing for EA because I think that Dragon Age is popular but not profitable.
No, and Veilguard kind of proved that it's not popular enough to get past the market of people being weird about it, if that makes sense.
Sure.
Because a lot of people were weird about Veilguard coming out.
They were, but also Dragon Age is a really messily told story. Like, I played Dragon Age 2 all the way to the end, and I couldn't fucking tell you what happens in that game. I played Inquisition all the way to the end, and I couldn't tell you what happens in that game. And they're like, Dragon Age Veilguard. Remember the cliffhanger from 10 years ago in Dragon Age Inquisition where it turns out the Solus is actually like a bad guy or something? And I'm like, no, I don't remember anything. Don't try to pick up from the story of Inquisition. That was no.
Yeah, like, I know on my I can name on my hand the amount of people we know who would even know that.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't even be my whole hand.
Right.
It would be like maybe 3 people.
I think that's a really hard... I think if they were going to do a new Dragon Age, they shouldn't have relied on that story.
No.
They should have been a new entry point for people who wanted to get into the franchise that was not about trying to wrap up this loose end from the last game.
And then maybe make the next one that one.
And then maybe. Or make DLC for that game that was then wrapping up that story. But by making it that, it's like, you know... fucking like Michael, if they put out, or I don't know, that's probably a bad example. I was gonna say if they put out a Metal Gear Solid 6 that required you to know all of the lore from Metal Gear Solid 5 in order to become excited for it, you know, if they put out the trailer for Metal Gear Solid 6 and it was like Solidus and the Rat Patrol have to team up to fight the End. The End is back from the grave, and you'd be like, who the what is Solid Snake in this game?
You would
Raiden's kid is the new Solid Snake, and he's been injected with fox dye. And people are like, what are you saying to me?
Yeah,
like,
the general audience would have no idea what the fuck to say.
Right.
Me, on the other hand, would play all fucking Metal Gear games just so I could refresh my memory.
Yeah.
But that's no. I don't know anyone. When Dragon Age came out, I don't know anyone who was like, oh, I'm so excited, I'm going to play Dragon Age super hard. And then the people that I did find out eventually that I knew did that, I haven't even heard them talk about the story to that. Whereas when Mass Effect 1 through 3 came out, everyone and their grandma was talking about what their Shepard did, how many times they punched that reporter, did they even punch the reporter?
I feel like
did Morden do the thing in part 3 for them?
Right.
Like that sort of thing.
I feel like in Mass Effect 2, everybody talked about the giant stupid Terminator at the end, and then in Mass Effect 3, everybody talked about the tiny stupid kid at the end.
Yeah.
Like, those games do not have strong endings, you guys.
No, they don't. But everybody talks about them.
Here's Buzz Aldrin. You guys, which flavor of ice cream do you want? Buzz
the
Aldrin's
Shepherd.
Gonna tell you about the Shepherd.
It's so funny, yeah. But yeah, people talked about them at least. I
That's true.
don't even know how Veilguard ends.
I don't know anything about Veilguard. Like, I don't even know what the story of Veilguard is, and I played the first hour, and I was like, I don't what?
Yeah, I watched my girlfriend play it for a while, and I couldn't tell you what that story is about.
Yep. Speaking of Metal Gear, we found out this week. So, okay, first off, that Metal Gear Delta is coming out, and it's got that multiplayer mode, right?
I forgot it even had that.
Well, we didn't know about it until like a month ago.
That's true, yeah.
So Fox Hunt is the online mode they're shoehorning into Metal Gear Delta. The game will not be launching with that functionality. They're doing a Grand Theft Auto 5.
Oh, no.
It's coming later. And not just that, Michael, but Konami came out and was like, also, no fucking crossplay. It was like this tiny niche multiplayer mode for a game that's a nostalgia bait for old, and you're like, what are you doing, Konami? Like, what are you doing?
That's a terrible, terrible fucking thing, man.
Yep.
Like, people barely played the original Metal Gear Solid Online stuff.
Yep.
Like, you've effectively cut this thing off at the shins.
Yep.
What the absolute fuck, guys?
Yep. I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like people immediately, had pushback. I don't know. It's possible that Konami may listen to them, or it's possible that Konami might just be like, go fuck yourself. I don't care. I don't know. This thing seems like it's going to be pretty dead on the vine to me, but like...
Yeah, the multiplayer for this is going to be dead on arrival, because a lot of us who are going to buy this game are purely going to do it to play Metal Gear Solid 3 and then never touch it again after that.
Yep.
Or not never, but you know what I mean. Like, I'm not... Well, the online's going to come out, I'm not going to touch it.
One Patreon bonus video when the online finally comes out.
No, that's really the only reason to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's so. What a disappointment.
Yeah, that's severely disappointing.
Speaking of late updates, Stalker 2 put out a roadmap of where they want to go, and the big thing here for 2025 roadmap is or not for 2025, but is that they announced that they're going to be putting it out on the PS5 and PS5 Pro. The game had Xbox exclusivity due to the relationship with Microsoft and Game Pass and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So they're finally bringing that out. They also talked about how they're trying to update to the latest kind of version of Unreal Engine to get better optimization. And then there's a bunch of other stuff, like they're adding in new anomalies and missions and difficulties and life updates and stuff like that. So they're still working on it. I don't know. It's interesting. I think that things like this should be like, great, these guys have my back and they're trying to make the best game they can. But I'm like, I guess I'll wait another year before playing Stalker 2 because it still ain't done. And I don't blame them.
No, I
don't blame them.
I don't blame them at all, but it's hard. It's the early access thing.
Yeah.
This game isn't technically early access, but it feels pretty early access.
Oh my God. There was this NFL review on IGN. And every time I saw the top of this helmet, I thought it was like a green Venom skin.
It looks like a Venom. Because I thought it was
I thought it was a green Venom for Marvel Rivals or something.
Well, even looking at it for the full image, still thought it was like a Venom Spider-Man thing.
Still looks like Venom. Yeah. Let's see. Good news as far as updates go. Apparently, Elden Ring Night Rain might be getting a new mode that people are interested in. This will be like an endless challenge mode.
Oh, that sounds fun, actually.
Where you just keep fighting, and then you do the boss, and then you keep fighting, and then you keep fighting, and then you just keep on fighting over and over and over again. Yeah, I don't know. I never went back to Night Rain, so I couldn't tell you.
That's fair.
If it's any like I just. It frustrated me and I wasn't having fun, and I was like, all right, I'm done. You had 2 days to get this shit sorted out and I don't care anymore. So
yeah, I get that 100%. I'm just always been a big sucker for our endless type modes for games.
Yeah.
Like when Firefight first came out in Halo Reach, I think, I played that nonstop with friends. Yeah. Even though it was just like us just killing the same enemies for fucking hours on end. Mm-hmm. We just had fun with it. Like, and this, if you have the right people, a game mode like that could be really fun.
Sure. I'm glad it's working out for them. I'm glad it wasn't a total failure.
Yeah.
And they've got enough money coming in; they're able to do stuff.
They'll learn from it. This is really what's happening.
Keep my powder dry for whatever comes out next year.
Yeah.
Give it another shot. So. Let's see. Speaking of big updates, Peak got a new update, the Mesa update.
Oh, fun.
This added a new biome. It used to be that there was like kind of a big mountain at the end. I mean, they're all mountains, right? But this is like a very dusty southwestern cactuses and stuff update. I'm glad to see that Peak is relevant and peaking, and like they're getting good updates and stuff.
It's the new streamer game.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
Especially when people get the proximity to work, because some people just play it with on Discord, so that kind of destroys the point.
I also saw a thing. I don't know if I can't find it, but I saw a thing. Oh no, wait, why did it change that to Penguin Zero? I didn't mean Penguin Zero. A new thing that people are like seeing, like these non-player characters staring at them like they look like another person.
Interesting.
But they're not. They're not another player in the game. They're just like another little guy that is like staring at people from across the map. So there's a new mystery there. I don't know. I'm glad to see
that's actually pretty fun.
I like the were you on when we talked about the cannibalism update?
No.
Oh.
You did not tell me about the cannibalism update.
Oh no, it's great. So they made a thing where if you get hungry, let's see if I could find a video of it. If you get hungry, first thing that happens is if you get super hungry, the other people in your party turn into turkeys, like they're in a cartoon show. Like they look like a turkey.
That's actually
with the
amazing.
Hat on. And then if you go up to them and you hold down the eat button, like a meter will come up. And if they don't do anything, they turn into a skeleton, and your hunger meter gets filled all the way back up.
That's incredible. That's so fucked up.
Do you know about Bing Bong?
Bing Bong?
Yeah, there's oh my god, Peak is so like
I'm learning whole new things about this.
They're very clever. So there's a little stuffed animal at the crash site called Bing Bong, and you can pick him up and you can carry him with you. Apparently, the devs of Peak have the ability to just go to anybody's random game and start talking through the stuffed animal.
Really?
There's a video clips of people where they're just playing the game, and then the Bing Bong is like, "Hey guys, Bing Bong here. What are you guys up to? What are you doing?" And they're like, "Did Bing Bong just talk?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm Bing Bong. I'm Bing Bong. Take me to the peak with you."
Oh my god!
And they're like, "What?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm Bing Bong." And they're like, "What do you like?" And he's like, "I'm Bing Bong. I like Bing Bong stuff." Like,
that's incredible.
Just turn it on to whenever they want to.
That's so creepy. I love that.
Oh boy, we're running low on time, so let's thrash through the rest of this. Apparently, Rob Mack from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia is going to be part of the new Far Cry show that they're making.
That makes sense. He has a really close relationship with Ubisoft.
Yeah,
because of Mythic Quest.
Yeah. So, what was the thing? I can't tell him and then that Noah Hawley guy that's working on the Alien Earth he's gonna be the showrunner, and Rob Mack is apparently set to star in the show as well as being like, I don't mean he was like a producer or something like that, but like also for this article I found out that apparently Charlie Day does writing for the Mythic Quest.
He does. Yeah.
I didn't realize that he was in on that.
Yeah, they're all they're all like. They're like a whole team basically. He's just not in any of them. And they got Ashley Birch to direct one of the Sunny episodes recently, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she did the last one that happened, not the one that's happening this week, but the last week. She directed that one.
What was that? Was that the?
It's the overage drinking.
Oh god, that was such a callback. I had to be like, that's season 1.
They
callback.
got them back. They actually got the two people who played those characters back.
I didn't realize that the girl from that episode was Sif from.
I didn't either.
Thor,
because I just had to look it up to be like, wait, did they get them back? I'm like, wait, that was Sif?
Yeah.
Holy shit, that must have been really earlier in her career.
Yeah. Let's see. And then another game news. We've got Zach Kreger of the Weapons director talking about the new he's making a new Resident Evil movie.
Oh yeah, I heard about this. Yeah.
And he specifically came out and he was like, I'm not going to be using any of the people from Resident Evil, and I'm not going to be telling any of the stories from the current franchise,
which is crazy.
Yeah. And he's like, you already know those stories. I want to tell my own story. Like, and he's not going to go crazy with it. He says he wants to stick to the lore of the games, but that he doesn't want to just like do Resident Evil 2 like they're doing with Silent Hill, right? He wants to kind of do his own thing. And all I got to say is that that's a shame, because if he was sticking to the lore, I might have been able to see that dumb gunfight from that one Resident Evil movie, but in live action. I want to see Chris Redfield and a guy shooting at each other from 18 inches away and shooting 1,000 bullets, none of which hit.
Well, what I wanted was Chris Redfield to kill Wesker by hammering him in the ass to death.
Right.
That would have been fun.
In a volcano.
Yeah,
on top of a volcano.
He's like, you're breaking my butt.
Yeah.
No, actually, no. I find this really interesting. The internet has reacted normally, as you would expect them to.
Yeah.
But honestly, no. The guy is very creative with what he does. So I'm interested to see, because I always joke. I joke because the guy was literally Abraham Lincoln Advice, because who died by getting hammered in the ass.
Right.
So and he has made references to that in some of his movies he's done. But I just think it's interesting that he's now the big director in horror.
It's like Jordan Peele, right?
Yeah.
It's like when that happened.
And so I'm generally I will give him a shot to see what he does with it. And especially if he's like, I want to respect the lore. I'm like, somebody could easily take whatever he makes and make it like a lore thing to even the games if he wanted to.
Sure.
If he did it the right way.
I mean, Capcom obviously has no idea what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah.
They just roll the dice and who knows what happens.
Why don't we just do it?
Okay, yeah, he was the one that was drinking a gallon of PCP. He's got a gallon of PCP.
He's got a gallon of PCP. He's one of my favorites on that that was on that show.
Yeah,
because he did that one. He's the main head guy of the ad agency that they're trying to sell the Grapist for.
Oh yeah.
And he's just like, I don't like this. And everyone else is excited and he's not.
Yeah,
He's such a memorable character. skit guy that I keep laughing at the fact they're like, he's one of the greatest horror directors we have now. I'm like, that guy?
Yeah.
Really?
I don't know. I didn't go to the theater to see Superman, but I feel like I need to go to see Weapons because Reddit just keeps on being like, do you want to look at these incredibly detailed Reddit posts from the Weapons subreddit? I'm like, no, I haven't watched the movie yet. Fuck you.
I got spoiled on a thing because I was on Facebook, and sometimes Facebook gives you like a threads thing.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, remember when this happened? I'm like, what the fuck, guys?
Yeah. And then let's wrap it up with a story. This is an interesting story. John Romero was telling a story a few weeks back where apparently, like, he was on the Night Dive Deep Dive podcast. So John Romero worked for this company, and then he left. I don't remember all the company's names. He left. He went to go work for another company, and then he left that company to work for id Software, right? Yeah. But when he was leaving the first company, one of his coworkers was the guy that founded Looking Glass Studios.
Really?
And he asked him, hey, do you want to come be a part of my new company? And John Romero was like, well, no, I got a job at this other place. But he was like, there was 1 week where if he had asked me 1 week earlier, like, I would have gone to be part of Looking Glass during the like thief days. Like,
that's crazy as shit.
So yeah, we almost had a timeline, and I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
It's hard to tell with him because
would Thief have been like super edgy new metal? Would have been like the Prince of Persia 2 version of Thief, like,
or would he have made like a whole other game for them, type of thing?
Yeah,
like what would have happened? Like, would Daikatana have been made there?
I don't know.
Who knows?
It's a good question. So
that's an interesting world that
interesting
don't
story.
know if I want to see.
And with that, we're gonna go and take a break. When we come back, we got a billion trailers, so stick around. We'll be here. Stick around. Just stick around. And that means it's time for the trailers. Michael, we're starting with a real blast from the past. Overwatch 2 announced a new hero this week.
Overwatch 2 is still a thing? I'm just kidding.
Yep. Wu Yang, new hero, a new support hero who's just a waterbender from Avatar. Like,
oh, wow. He is just a waterbender.
He's just a waterbender. He's got a bunch of water powers. He's dressed almost like one of the waterbenders from Avatar. Like,
well, he looks also kind of like a cyber guy out of Soul Calibur as well. Like Killick. He reminds me of Killick.
Oh, okay, I could see that.
Like, he's just not cyber enough that he kind of looks like an Avatar character, like you said.
Yeah. He's got a lot of water powers, and his whole outfit just, I don't know, it just kind of reeks of Avatar to me, like, more than anything else. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm wondering, is Overwatch 2 still a thing?
People sometimes like it.
Hey, at least this is not an ill-conceived crossover event with, the fucking Ninja Turtles or something. Like,
plus he actually looks like they put some work into him.
Yeah.
Unlike, some of the other ones where they're like, it's another guy with a gun that does the gun things. It's like, no, he looks like a creative type character, and I think it's far more interesting. It's the most interesting new character I've seen them do in a while.
That's true. Yeah, that's coming with the new season that starts August 26th
with the Ninja Turtles crossover. I'm just kidding.
Probably something like that.
Imagine him with a Donatello outfit.
Well, speaking of crossovers, we got the Helldivers 2 Bring the Boom. Speaking of things coming out on August 26th, the Xbox is finally getting Helldivers 2. I was really impressed with this trailer because it was like, 2 years of Helldivers updates all rolled into one launch trailer?
Yeah, and it's like an enlistment like ad for the Xbox people.
Yeah.
It's like, look guys, come join the war front.
Yep.
You won't be horribly maimed.
There's like a lot of high fives and hugging and stuff, and then explosions.
This is going to be a huge fucking resurgence of this game, I bet you.
I bet it will.
I'm really excited for these people.
Michael, I still, for the life of me, cannot believe that Helldivers is a fucking thing. Like, just at all. Like,
I remember the first time the Helldivers 2 trailer came out, we're like, oh, it's in 3D and people walk around like normal.
Yeah.
It's not a top-down like the other one was.
Yep.
I was like, this is going to be bad. And then I was like, I love this fucking game. This game's so fucking fun with the right people.
Yep.
And it's only gotten better since then, although I haven't been playing it like since then, unfortunately. But it's more because there's so many games. But I'm just so happy for the people who stuck with this game the whole way through.
Yep. And then they had a little teaser at the end. A rainy city, some jazzy music. I've been told it's from a Halo game.
Yeah, it's got and then you see like a drop pod that has the Halo 3 ODST thing.
Yeah,
because I think it's supposed to, because in Halo 3 ODST like everything was raining and like when you're in the city and stuff. So I think they're trying to like evoke that.
I mean, it would be a no-brainer for Microsoft to let Helldivers sell Halo skins.
Oh,
right?
I would buy them. I haven't even touched the game in like a year.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's like, I don't know if it would map on 1-to-1, just because I'm not entirely clear. But
it would very easily, because the ODSTs were just the normal like Marine guys.
Oh, okay.
And so you just had like a normal Marine outfit, and
so it wasn't like the Master Chief armor.
No, it was like in fact it looks closer to a Helldivers outfit than the Master Chief's one. All it would be like, you could actually make that the outfit and just add a cape to it.
Yeah,
it would look just like a Helldivers outfit.
Okay,
like super easily.
Do you think that you'll be going? Do you think you will go back if I
have some friends who join me? Maybe.
I guess the question is, do we know if it's going to be on Game Pass? Or is it going to be another full purchase?
That's a good question.
Because I don't think I've had a story about like Helldivers 2 is going to be on Game Pass when it comes out.
I don't see Sony letting them do that, though, to be honest.
I wouldn't think so.
It's a miracle that they even let them get it to begin with.
Yeah.
Plus, it's not a full price game.
Oh yeah, it's like was that $40?
$40. Yeah. So it'd probably do just fine.
Okay.
And it has so much updates, and people are really like into spreading managed democracy. I think it'll do just fine.
Fair enough. We got another gameplay trailer. It's a gameplay overview trailer for Terminator 2D No Fate, showing kind of a lot of the stuff that we've seen before, but there's a few new things in here. They went through a whole bunch of different like updates and modes and stuff that are in the game. Apparently they're gearing a lot of this for like some speed run stuff.
Oh, that's fun.
Like they have like a practice mode, like difficulty modes that give you a rank depending on how like well you do it. There's some kind of like endless Sarah Connor mode where it's just her fighting like robots.
That's actually really fun.
Yeah, they go into basically like it's going to be the Terminator and Sarah Connor and John Connor in the future, and those are kind of the three modes. But they also show a lot more in this trailer of like of young John Connor, like of like scenes from the movie being acted out.
Oh, okay.
Which I think is kind of interesting.
I guess I forgot that there was a scene that you can do the naked Arnold scene.
Yes,
I didn't even
where he beats up all the bikers.
Yeah,
and it's like most of it's a side scroller, but then that's like a beat 'em up almost.
And he's completely naked, by the way. They didn't like like with some of the other games it'd be the same sprite the whole time.
Yeah,
so they made a naked Arnold sprite specifically to beat up bikers, and I think that's kind of amazing.
They show a part where John Connor is like a driving section where he's running away from the T-1000 on his dirt bike. They talked a little bit about how there's like a knockback projectiles button. There's like a parry kind of button. There's also like a take cover button that will allow you to have a little bit more interesting kind of interactions with stuff. There's a lot to this. It looks like the people that are putting it together, they really did a lot of work on it.
There's a lot of love going on in this, and I'm very excited.
Yeah,
because I'm Terminator 2 is such a great fucking movie in general.
Yep,
that like making another game based on it, but a good one. Because here's the thing: a lot of Terminator games are not very good.
Right.
As much as I like the Super Nintendo Terminator 2 game, that game is not very good.
Yeah.
So this could be really cool.
There's also like an infinite mode. There's like a boss rush mode. It's like all kinds of. I was like, oh, you guys fucking went nuts in here.
The animations are gorgeous. Like the animation of her doing the shotgun reload was so cool.
Yep, with little
God, I might just watch this movie again later. It's a good fucking movie.
So yeah, lots of good stuff in here. Lots of good stuff. Coming October 31st. I thought it was coming out in like 2 weeks, and I was wrong.
I thought it was too, but I guess we just got our dates split.
Again, I think it might have been delayed, and then
maybe it was Terminator 1D.
There wasn't a big like news story for it.
Oh, okay.
I put this one in here for you. We got a dev diary about that Ninja Turtles Empire City, the VR game.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
and it was all focused on how traversal works because they want you to be able to like jump around on like rooftops and stuff.
Yeah, feel like a Ninja Turtle.
Yeah, so they kind of were talking about like there's this kind of jumping, and then I forgot what they called it, something that mountain climbers do where you use your like momentum to kind of like scooch a little bit onto stuff. It looks incredibly disorienting to me.
I was just about to say that.
Very, very disorienting.
They're like,
me.
look how cool this is. I'm like, I would vomit so fast.
Yeah.
I'm having a hard time looking at it now, and I'm not in a VR.
Yeah. Like it reminds me of that Spider-Man game where you had to swing in VR, and it was like, I don't know, man. My body rejects this entirely.
I had a hard time with the Iron Man VR game.
Yep.
And that one doesn't have nearly as much hopping around as this does.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I guess maybe.
I get it. I get why you did it this way, because for the people who definitely can do this, they're going to have a hell of a time.
Yeah.
But for me, this is a no for me, dog. I'm going to need that teleporting traversal shit.
Right. I need to point at a place and then hold down the button to go bloop.
Because holy shit.
Yep. I mean, it looks like a lot of, there's a lot of climbing, a lot of moving around, a lot of urban parkour, some hardcore parkour, but it definitely doesn't look. I don't know. I kept watching this going like, I don't think I could do that. I just don't think that that's going to be a thing I could do. So.
Absolutely not. I don't even think I can watch someone doing it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's very. I don't know. Y'all watch it. Let me know what you think. I really wanted to like VR, and I feel like VR kind of stalled out a little bit at a certain point. So
it's because nobody's really willing to put enough money into VR.
Yeah,
and then the people who are willing to put money in VR end up just making licensed ones.
Right,
and then they're either the worst thing you've ever played in your life, or it's really good, but if you played it for longer than 20 minutes, you're going to kill yourself.
Right.
Because and I don't mean on purpose. I mean, you're going to like...
you're going to run into the wall.
You're going to run into a wall because you're so excited, or you're going to get so sick, your body's going to just want to die.
Yep.
So, yeah.
We'll see. I don't know if there's like any kind of actual release date for that yet. I think there's still... Yeah, it's just they got a new Dev Diary coming in September. I don't know. Show me more, maybe.
See what the attacking is like too. Yeah.
Maybe. Speaking of ninjas, we got the announcement of yet another game that looks. I don't know that it is. Looks a lot like another Asian developed Souls game.
Oh no, it absolutely looks like
this
that.
is called Wuchi the Wayfarer.
What'd you call me?
And it is Korean as opposed to Chinese, which is why everybody has the hats, the pilgrim hats on, or I don't know what they call those hats. I
don't know what to call
K-pop Demon Hunter bird had the little hat. Like
that movie was actually pretty fun. I just saw part of it.
Yeah, it's a fun movie. It's a cinematic trailer, so there's also a bird with a little hat on, a little version of that same hat. And there's like this kind of guy, and he goes into a cave, and there's this lady, and
who doesn't have these hats? What the fuck?
Yeah, everybody's got the same hat on. She's like yelling and dancing and screaming, and then she turns into like a bird demon or something, and I don't know what the fuck is going on. I kind of hope that it's not a Souls game. I'm really tired of these East Asian hard as balls Souls game. Your Wu Chang Fallen Feathers, your
that's the thing
Black
is,
Myth Wukongs.
Every time we get one of these that's new announced, you're like, this looks kind of cool, but every fucking time they get the premise wrong, which is they're like, well, it's got to be hard as balls.
Right.
You're like, no, that's not why people like these. They like them because they're hard, but they're challenging.
Yeah.
Like, because you can't overcome them with enough fun to it, but these are just like we're just pain in the ass for no reason.
I do think that there's probably as the first one of these that I've seen, I do think that there might be a benefit of doing Korean medieval like dark fantasy lore as opposed to Chinese or Japanese dark fantasy lore.
I would like for them to just make more normal action games with these types of looks instead of just like Souls games over and over again.
And we don't even know. This could be not that, but we don't know.
I would be generally surprised if it's not, and if it isn't, I would be very happy for that.
Yeah.
Even the fucking bird has a hat in their logo.
Even in the logo, their bird has a hat. Everybody's got a hat. Everybody's got a hat in this game.
Your sword has a hat.
Sword has a hat. Yep. Everybody's got a hat. Yeah. At least it's got a name that you're not going to forget.
That's
You're like,
true.
this is that Wuchi game.
Although it sounds like Poochie.
Like Poochie?
Yeah, Wuchi died on their way home to their home planet.
We're never seen again. Also, wait, it should be noted. It was a very good-looking trailer as
yes.
well.
It was a very good-looking trailer.
Extremely good-looking trailer.
I know it sounded like we were only talking shit, but it actually looked pretty cool.
Yeah, like as a CG trailer, the art style was really nice. Even if it was just a guy and a lady and a bird, and everybody had the same hat on, like it was still good.
Yeah, it's got some promise, but we don't know because it's a cinematic. So,
we got a 90-second Kusarigama trailer for Ghost of Yotai.
Okay,
which is just that, like, I think that's that spinny ball thing.
Oh,
it's got like the scythe on one side and like the ball on the other.
I didn't know that. I never knew the name of that thing
because this whole trailer is basically them like using that one weapon over and over again to kind of get over here Scorpion style, completely and totally fucking murder the ever-loving piss out of people.
It looks really fucking fun. Also, there's so much blood.
There's so much blood. I was like, was there that much blood in the last game? Because I don't know, man. Like,
I don't think there was. Maybe it's that setting.
Oh, the fucking Takeshi Miike mode?
Yeah,
like,
maybe they're just emphasizing it. That would be fun. If it's not, though, oh my God.
But it's like
imagine it with that setting
just
on.
Kind of running through, like using a variety of different weapons to just really take people out. And at the end, they set the thing on fire, and they're like whipping it around, killing like 3 people at the same time with a fucking fire scythe and chain.
Guys, I love that first one so much that this makes me very, very excited to see all this insane shit you can do in this game.
It also, I think for me, underscores that, like, I don't know. I guess I just never saw anything that there was stuff that was kind of like this, but it just wasn't as dynamic as this in like the Assassin. I keep trying to figure out why I don't like Assassin's Creed Shadows.
Well, part of it comes down to the fact that the Assassin's Creed control scheme has never been the best one.
Right.
I've never played an Assassin's Creed game where I was like, this is super fun to play.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is super janky, but I can kind of make this work.
Yeah.
And for any of them, even though when they revamped it, I was like, and in fact, when they revamped it, I actually liked it less.
Yeah.
And so it's like, where, the Ghost games so far, this makes it sound like there's a bunch of them. There's only one other one.
Right.
That whole thing was solid as hell. I loved playing that game nonstop, to the point where I had finished the story and I was still playing it.
Yep. Looks great, though. Looks great.
Looks
Coming
fantastic.
out October 1st or October 3rd, I think.
This is the one thing, though, I will say about the game that I hope this game avoids. If you have a game or if you have a side mission where it's like, please find my son, let me find one of them alive for once. Because every single time there was a side mission, it's like, well, I think my father went down that way. Can you see what happened to him?
Right.
They were dead as shit every single time.
Oh, he did. So.
Not a single one survived.
Let's see. Really briefly, speaking of PlayStation stuff, we got a trailer. The Hell Is Us demo is out on the PS5 from August 12th to the 28th. This is that one that looks like a cross between Death Stranding and a Souls game, where he's wearing it's just because he's wearing the hood and the cap.
Well, that is, this sort of like post-apocalyptic feel type thing.
But yeah.
And instead of dark things, they're like white things instead.
Yep. I don't know. This one looks interesting, except that like the game, I even loaded up the demo just to see how it ran, and they're so proud of like, we don't put any markers on the map, and you have to listen to what people say
it's one of those
figure
games.
stuff out, and like you have to just figure it out all on your own. And I'm like, man, some of us have got fucking things to do, okay? Like,
yeah, this is what happened when the first Dark Souls came out, where it didn't tell you anything.
Yeah,
and so people are gonna like praise it for that again. I'm gonna be here being like, look, I played Simon's Quest. I don't feel like doing that right now.
And let me be clear, I haven't played it yet, so it could just be that it's fine. It's fine, but
also we live in a world where guides exist. So if we wait long enough, we could just do that.
Very true.
So
very
nice.
True. Let's see from there. Michael, your favorite game, Resident Evil Survival Unit.
Oh my goodness!
Got an exclusive cinematic trailer.
Oh God, I forgot about this. Why would you remind me of this?
This is that phone game, and they put out a really nicely rendered trailer of like. It's funny because, okay, you see this like no-name guy with the laptop?
Yeah.
This is the player.
That's the player character?
It's the play. Well, I don't think it's the player character, but in this intro, it's like you see all of your favorite characters from Resident Evil. Claire is there, Jill is there, Leon's there, like the Carlos dude from 3 is there, and like this guy with the laptop is directing them where to go.
Oh.
Like that's the idea, is that like he's the one making the things happen. So
I love when they cut to him. Originally, it looked almost like, why am I here?
right. Yeah, we
Leon
see
and Jill.
We see Ada briefly. I mean, the thing is that, like, you know, somebody spent some money making this cutscene look good, but
yeah. The problem is that, like, this would be sort of exciting if it wasn't a phone game.
Yeah,
and if it. But I don't even. But here's the thing: I don't know what I would have wanted it if it wasn't a phone game. You know what I mean?
I think that anytime Resident Evil tries to bring back their old characters to team up, like Leon is in his RE2 outfit, and I'm like, oh, this is a gachapon game where you're like, which Leon did you get? Was it RE2 Leon, RE4 Leon, or RE6 Leon? Like,
and also, what is going on with this giant winged demon?
I don't know.
Who clearly feels like he's out from fucking Ghosts and Goblins.
Yep, I don't know what's going on, but it's there. It's a thing. It's coming in 2025. You want to go back to Raccoon City and fight more zombies? And I'm like, no.
I really don't want to do that.
You know the most exciting thing that's happened to Resident Evil was when you were locked in a house with the weird, like 4 weird people. Like that was the best thing that happened to Resident Evil in a long time. So
very much.
Even though I think their next remake is going to be 5. I think their next remake is going to be 5.
Well, they're going in the orders of it, I think. Well, although there was the rumor
they're about Code Veronica.
Yeah, the rumor was maybe Code Veronica because of the thing going on in 9.
Right.
So,
but I think it's going to be 5. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see.
I'm curious. They should remake all the other ones before they do 5, because 5 doesn't really even need a remake that much.
I just listened to the podcast guys I listened to that went over RE6, and it's like, I would be really interested to know if they decide to remake RE6, if they were just like, you're going to have to tear this thing all the way down because the bones are bad. Like,
yeah, do you just remake that entire game?
Yeah.
I've had a good time with RE6, but you have to have a friend to play that co-op mode.
Right.
To really, because you end up Mystery Science Theatering the entire thing.
And you can't pretend like you're playing Resident Evil. You have to resign yourself to the fact that this is not RE the way that I want it to be.
It is not a horror game, even when it tries to be.
We got an official release date for Baki Hanma Blood Arena. Michael, do you remember this? It's a punch-out game with Baki Hanma in
Which is a great idea, to be honest.
All of the beefiest beefs that have ever beefed up a beef.
See, I'd rather have this than another arena fighter, to be honest.
An arena fighter, yeah.
This is a great idea. This is exactly what you should be doing with something like this.
It looks like they also, I can't tell from this trailer whether these like snippets from the anime are part of the actual game. Like if you get hit especially hard, if it then cuts to the corresponding like punch in the face from the anime, but
yeah, that's actually true. Yeah, the way because it makes it look like every time you get hit, maybe it's like a hard hit type sequence.
It's like the trailer's cutting between the gameplay and anime, and it's like, I don't know, like if they actually had the like little anime parts in it to really like nail it down, but maybe. I don't know, hard to tell.
It's a great idea though.
Baki is such a fucking redonkulous anime.
This was honestly the best thing they could have done with this sort of thing, though, because of how insane it is.
And then I realized they're putting it out on September 11th, and I was like, wait a minute, what? Oh, right. I
have nothing to say about that.
Okay, all right. Moving on.
That's pretty ballsy, Baki.
Speaking of movie tie-in stuff, Fast and Furious Arcade Edition. This is
what does that mean?
Okay. I had to look it up, and I found it in the comments. This is like a racing game, and it just looks like Cruising USA, and it looks like it has nothing to do with Fast and the Furious. This is like a Dave and Buster's arcade racing game that they are porting to consoles.
I think I've seen this at a arcade out here in Austin.
Because like it looks nothing like, it's too colorful.
Yeah.
It doesn't have any of the characters. None of the cars are like from Fast and Furious. Like,
yeah, they just got the name for it.
Yeah. Like it's obviously like a very, very loose tie-in to the racing game. And I was like, what the fuck even is this? Like you'll see some stuff from time to time, but mostly it's just ridiculous arcade racing games. So
every time I see Arcade Edition, I think of Street Fighter, though.
Yeah. It's also a Game Mill game.
Wow.
It's also coming out on the PS5 and the Switch and like everything else, and it's like,
that makes sense. Yeah,
fair enough. No full-on release date, just the announcement that it's going to be on consoles.
It looks kind of fun, but again, I get why it looks fun because it's an arcade game. It's but it's designed for you to be like in a cockpit type thing.
Right. You want to be driving with a steering wheel with a bunch of lights going off around you.
It's not as exciting without that.
And like, a good steak at a low affordable price. So
in an arcade setting.
We got the launch trailer for Mafia: The Old Country, the Family Takes Sacrifice trailer. I don't know. It's like apparently the writing in this is very good, and it's only like 14 hours long. And I'm like,
that's not bad.
And like, I think if you think about this game as a Western, it works way better because it's set in 1904.
Yeah,
like,
there's a lot of horse riding and stuff in the trailers.
So like, as long as you're like, wait, where are the Tommy guns, the Model Ts? And it's like, no.
We're not at that point. Everybody here is going a bibbity boppity bibbity bibbity boppity.
Yeah.
So you got to be dealing with that.
But apparently it's pretty good. Like all the scores for it have been pretty good, and
I know we've been talking shit about this game for a while, but if it turns out it is a very good game, then sure, have fun with it, guys.
I think it might just be like a good game,
like
full stop. Also, I think there's some kind of tie-in to the. I didn't realize this. There's some kind of character tie-in to the first Mafia game,
which makes sense,
right?
Yeah.
But I don't know the first Mafia. They're like, it's the origin story of Don Tomas from the first game, and I'm like, who? What? I didn't play that remake, and that game is like 30 years old. Okay,
yeah. I bet you that's the only reason they made the remake then.
Yeah. Oh, to remind people. Yeah. I don't know. I also was like, when we were playing it with Bryce, I was like, I don't even know outside of that one part in The Godfather what movies take place in this.
This is like a Sicily type
this
thing.
Like old school in the hillsides of Italy mafia.
Well, the only other times I think about it is when a character in a modern setting goes back and they're like, I'm here to visit somebody, and they're like here or whatever. Like when the Long Halloween did that part, where the guy's like, I'm here to visit my dad, and then like the fucking holiday killer shoots his dad down on Father's Day or whatever. Well, for some reason, in the middle of Gotham is a fucking Sicily, Italy section.
Right.
So it's like, okay.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like, I don't know enough about Mafia movies to say if there's more of them.
Yeah.
Really is what it comes down to.
I don't know. I tried thinking about it, and it was like, mostly just that part in The Godfather.
Maybe there's just some Italian films for it.
Let's see. We got the announcement for the game called Secret of Weepstone. This is a black and white game that is very much like trying to emulate like an old D&D like module campaign.
Yeah.
Like you have 6 characters and they're in like a D&D formation. The whole game has like a filter to make it look like an illustration from like a book, like an older book. Like it's got the little dots in it like you get from like printing.
I like it a lot, the way that it looks.
And then you're like rolling dice for combat, and they've got some kind of minimal animation on the guys in there. It's interesting. It's interesting looking.
Yeah, it's got a really nice presentation.
Yeah, it's very cohesive. Like it all hangs together. Like you're looking at paper of character sheets and stuff. And it's also got a nice style of that kind of like mid 80s. Second edition D&D module stuff.
What would make a great idea is like make it a multiplayer thing too, so like you can like feel like you're playing a D&D game with a group of people.
Yeah, would
be a great way of doing it. At least in my opinion.
I don't think we have a full on release date. It's just wish list on Steam.
Yeah.
So. Caught my eye because Dread XP is putting it out, and I've been liking what they've been doing recently. We got the announcement trailer for Hummer, HMUR.
Oh yeah, I remember what this is though.
Do you? Had you seen this before?
Yeah, it was that like super fast shooter thing or whatever, right?
Yeah, but I don't remember. I just forgot. I
think you showed it to me because you're like, "Hey, check this crazy thing out," and I was like, "This looks fucking rad."
Kind of looks like Angerfoot, but there's like a lot of really long sliding. Yeah, but then as I was watching this trailer, the trailer keeps going on. Like it starts like in an office, and then it goes to like a chemical plant, and then it's like. It starts getting real weird. Like there's real weird shit going on.
This I did not know about. Yeah.
Like very surreal environments, like being outside or being like in this weird like tea kettle thing, or like a forest, but it's inverted, or it's very bizarre looking. Like I was not entirely sure whether I was with it at the beginning, but the longer the trailer went on, I was like, oh, this goes into some weird fucking dimensions.
Yeah, no, this actually looks really cool. And it's gonna depending on how you do with motion sickness, though, is probably gonna help though.
Yeah, it's a very kind of Angerfoot
very frenetic.
speed. Yeah,
very fast. As long as you're not timed too. That's the other thing.
That was
the issue we ran in with that one anime one. The anime inspired one that's kind of like move this fast because you had to kill like in a specific amount of time or else you ran out of time. So you just kept getting time for every kill.
Yeah,
it had like a 90s anime look to it.
Yeah. Mullet Mad Jack.
Yes.
Yep.
That's what we ran into in that issue, or the issue we ran into with that one.
Yeah. It also kind of reminds me of that what was that, Gun for Hire or whatever that game, the one that was kind of John Wicky.
Yeah,
that
which
we played.
We really liked that one too.
We really liked, yeah. Let's see. After that, we got Echoes of the End.
Oh,
the launch trailer for Echoes of the End, Michael.
Did the dojo come out for this yet?
It did. It came out the day we're recording this.
Oh, goodness. It's a game, guys.
It's a game.
Actually, you know what my favorite thing about this trailer so far?
What's that?
Is it avoids showing that her hair clips into the sword.
You really were bothered by that.
No, but I noticed right now, like, it's not doing it. Like, almost as if they were like, oh, well, people are going to mention it, so we should hide it. So I think that's really funny.
It's funny because when you look at this mostly as from cutscenes and with no HUD during the action, it actually looks a lot better.
Yeah.
In quick snippets. I think that's the reason why I put it on the channel in the first place, was because it looks kind of cool here in this trailer, right?
It looks a lot cooler.
They're just like showing all the cool bits. So apparently, though, they literally in the description for it were like, rescue your brother by teaming up with this one guy, and I'm like, oh, is that what happened?
No, yeah, the trailer was like, I thought he was gonna die based on what the trailer's showing, but
yeah,
I guess it makes sense that he just gets kidnapped instead.
Yep. And apparently there's like some old guy that you team up with, and yeah, I don't know. It was like, I could definitely see. You know what? I could see in a world where we didn't have other games that were out. We're in the middle of like a tsunami of games.
Yeah, if this came out like in the middle of like a dead period, this game probably would have shined a little better.
Yeah.
Like for instance, what last year we struggled with having games in general, I think.
Right.
If this came out then, we probably would have been like, hey, this is kind of cool.
Yeah. Not too bad. Not too shabby. Let's see. We got a big combat overview for that Toa and the Guardians of the Sacred Tree game.
I forgot about
this a
this,
little while back. It kind of went into the lore. What it really did, though, was really nail down how Hades this is.
Yeah.
It's like you pick a main person, and then you pick a main combatant, and then like kind of a helper, and the different combinations do different things, and they have different like special things. They even though make a point in this trailer to talk about how when you beat one of the rooms, there's like symbols on the door that tells you what's in the next room type of thing. So yeah, if you're looking for like kind of Asian inspired Hades, but then also there's like a city building element to this.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, because you're like protecting the town or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it's very nice. It's very striking looking. It's just, it's like, oh, okay, all right, fair enough. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I have much else to say than that.
No, I don't. Yeah,
it keeps coming up, and I'm like, yeah, that looks like Hades, all right, but Asian.
Yeah, there's just not enough really new stuff I feel off of it that I feel like, oh, this is kind of neat. It's like, it looks like every time I see the new trailer, like I don't even remember what I saw the last time.
Yeah,
so I couldn't even tell you what was new in the trailer.
Well, this one was much more combat focused because I think the last one was much more of like the town focused. It was talking about like upgrades and buildings and stuff like that. So
it looks good.
Michael, Davy X Jones has an early access release date trailer.
Oh hell yeah!
This is was this a Summer Games Fest?
Yeah. Because we saw the trailer for this and we were like, "What is this?"
Yep, you're on a space ship, like Clipper ship.
Yeah,
and like you've got the headless horseman and then the skull with a tentacle coming out of it that is the gun of the headless horseman, and one is Davy and one is Jones, and God, it looks like
so cool.
First person action pirate swashbuckles, and it looks great, and I love it.
So great. I'm so excited for whenever this fully comes out.
Yep. I also like I don't know if they were in there before, but there's like a little bird that's also a pirate.
I don't remember the bird but I was so focused on the headless horseman type guy and the skull gun. Yeah, I was like, this is right up my alley. And
there's like these weird chickens with weird necks. Yeah, I don't know. It looks really cool. It looks like a great idea. I'm super into it. Oh yeah, there's the bird. Where was the bird?
Well, he was in the beginning, and then there's the bird flying out. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Or flying into it, actually.
I think he comes back. Yeah. He's got a little. He's got a little like skull or a little like an eye patch inside of his eye.
Oh wow, that's interesting.
And then like a little headband and beads. He's like a little Jack Sparrow.
Maybe he is his literal sparrow.
Yeah, maybe so. Anyway, yeah, August 28th, right around the corner.
He's Sparrow Jack, so they don't get sued.
There you go. Yeah, I definitely want to check that out. We got the release date for Lego Voyagers, little puzzle game, little co-op puzzle game that you play as the two little Lego guys.
Well, the amazing thing about it is you're not even like Lego guys. You're like the two little bricks.
Yeah,
I think that's really cute.
You're just like a one brick with an eyeball on it.
Reminds me of a Duplo.
Yeah,
except small.
I'm actually really interested in this one. I keep waiting for this side of the Lego stuff to become more my thing, more of like a puzzle game than the kind of action tie-in license stuff. So
no more like fucking Star Wars Jurassic World shit.
Yep. September 15th is when that's finally coming out.
I hope it does well.
Yeah, me too. I would definitely want to take a look at it. Let's see. We also got the release date for Henry Halfhead, which I hadn't heard from in quite some time.
I don't think I know what this is.
You play as like a head that's been cut in half, and the whole thing is that you can jump and inhabit anything like kind of Super Mario Sunshine. It's like you're Odyssey.
Yeah.
You're like the hat from Odyssey, except you can kind of jump into anything and then inhabit it.
That's kind of fun.
And it appears to have like some kind of story about Henry Halfhead like being a kid and growing up and then getting a job and then becoming disillusioned, wanting to figure out how to get their life back on track.
Oh my goodness.
And it looks very, very charming. Like it very much looks like the sort of thing that I would be into. It also looks like just one of those like, hey, fuck around kind of games. So
I'm a big fan of that type of thing.
Yeah. Lots going on here. I don't know. I heard about this a long time ago, but it definitely like I just hadn't heard from it for a while.
It's got like a co-op mode too.
Yeah, it's also got a co-op mode. Reminds me a little bit of like a kind of like a thank goodness you're here type of thing,
which we really loved. I finished the hell out of that game when I finally played it.
Yep. September 16th is when that's finally coming out. So be on the lookout. We got the official trailer for the Jackbox Party Pack 11.
I've been seeing like pre-order options for this on the PlayStation Store already.
Yep. They got some interesting stuff in here. There's one called Legends of Trivia. That's like a combination of a trivia game and then like an RPG.
Oh, that's fun.
There's one called no, I forget what this one was called. This one where you have to like everybody is trying to figure out who the liar is. Suspectives, yeah. Where like one person, it's like liar game, right?
Yeah.
And you're trying to kind of figure out. This one, everybody makes like noises and then they vote on the noises and they get like put on top of other stuff. It's called Hearsay.
These games are so like popular.
The drawing one this time is called Cookie House and it looks like you're drawing a cookie. Like,
okay.
You're drawing like it's like turned into a cookie.
Themed, draw a cookie.
And then there's another one. Oh God, what was this one called? They take a concept and then everybody has to ruin the concept called Doominate. Whoever names the Jackbox games is great at it.
Yeah, and these Jackbox games are more hit than misses because there's a few that are like, I don't really like this.
Yeah,
but they're always like. There's such a great way of like being an icebreaker for like a group of people who don't know each other.
Absolutely.
It's kind of amazing how they keep making these things.
I kind of feel bad though that like they used to be a slam dunk for when we used to stream, right?
Yes.
Because I'd let the people come and play on the stream. But it's like I need to invite people over to my house to be able to play the new Jackbox game because you can't play those things by yourself. So.
No.
Okay. There's a little bit of a story to this, Michael. Warhammer 40K Dawn of War is getting a definitive edition where they've up-resed everything.
Oh.
They had the cinematic, the opening cinematic to the game. That's this thing where there's a bunch of Marines and they're fighting a bunch of orcs. They redid a lot of the audio for this.
Oh, no.
To put in a lot of chatter. One of the things that happens is like this dreadnought comes down and it starts shooting the orcs. And then you hear like a character and he's like, Marines, charge! And like, so the dreadnought shoots and then it's shooting and then you hear him say, Marines! And then it cuts back to him and he goes like, charge! Okay, so the original cutscene for this game, there is no Marines charge. It's just this guy going, oh, like in a really kind of weird way. And when they changed it, people were like, no, you put it back. And so they did.
Oh,
they
really?
re-released the cinematic trailer where they took out all of the additional audio stuff that they added in, and they just made him go, Rawr!
I think that's way better, though, to be honest, because honestly, it's kind of more indicative of what this type of series is.
Yeah.
Because you want them to be, like, stupid as shit.
Yeah.
Like, you're never supposed to really take Warhammer 40K seriously. But people really do, so you got to be careful with that.
Well, also, I think they used the voice actor for, like, the head of the Blood Ravens.
Oh.
And it's that's not who that is. That's just a guy.
Just some guy, yeah.
So
that definitely would change things.
Anyway, what I'm saying is, like, don't fuck around with fandom. They have no chill. They have no sense of humor.
Especially not these guys.
Yes, especially not Warhammer fans.
These guys will show up fully dressed in armor at your house.
Yep. And then we're kind of get towards the end here. We got our first new GameCube release for the Switch 2.
Oh my goodness, it's Chibi Robo.
It's Chibi Robo.
I haven't seen him in a while.
So N64 Chibi. I think the last Chibi Robo, was there a Switch Chibi Robo?
I don't know. There was a 3DS game though.
I remember that.
That came with an amiibo.
Oh, okay.
Because it was one of the rare amiibos because somebody bought it.
Yeah, a kind of a lesser known Nintendo property.
Yeah, I don't. As far as I know, there wasn't a Switch version of this, or Switch Chibi Robo.
It was probably just a 3DS one. Where you play as like a little helpful robot that can plug into the wall, and there's like weird stuff happening. I don't really know. There's all this like weird Sentai stuff and like a mystery, and like I don't know.
I never played them, so I never really knew what they were about over the years. I just knew it was a little Chibi Robo guy. Maybe
if we get a little bit of downtime, I can use my Switch 2 to play another game, so I haven't touched it since the Bonanza came out.
You want to play Soul Calibur 2, Jeff? That's what you want to do.
Remember the day I turned on my PS2 and Michael's like, I want to play Soul Calibur. Let me play Soul Calibur.
That's exactly what I did.
We also got the release date for Demon School finally.
This thing. It's like the Persona type. Persona 1 type thing.
Yeah, it's funny because people were talking about it. There's been a demo out on Steam, and they were like, it's like Into the Breach. And I'm like, is it? Because to me, it always looked like OG Persona more than Into the Breach. So, but yeah, September 3rd. It's coming
looks really cool.
Looks really good. Looks like a throwback to, I don't know, I guess we live in a day and an age where it's like, if fucking Atlas isn't going to make OG Persona games, I'll make my own OG Persona game.
That's my favorite thing about the current state of game development. It's just people going, I want to play fucking Fallout 1.
Right.
So I'm going to make Fallout 1.
Yeah.
So fuck you guys.
Were you on way of that Fallout 1
the
first-person shooter?
Yeah. That shit looks amazing.
All right. PS Plus got some updates for the August catalog that's coming up.
Because this is for the extra and above, right?
No, this is August 19th. This is the second half of the month of stuff coming out. Big story is Mortal Kombat 1, and then also Marvel Spider-Man for both PS4 and PS5.
Yes, it's the remaster as well.
Yeah, the PS4 version is the Game of the Year edition. The PS5 version is Spider-Man Remastered.
So you choose the Peter Parker you want to look like.
Yeah.
Because there's two versions of him still.
Also, this is a good lineup. Sword of the Sea, that new game from the... what's his face, guys?
I don't remember the names.
No. Am I Abzu? It might have been the Abzu guys. I forgot. Earth Defense Force 6, Unicorn Overlord, one of those Altair alchemy games, Indica, Harold Halibut, and Coral Island, which are all really good games. So
yeah, no, especially Harold Halibut is such an interesting game that you guys should just play it just to look at it.
Yeah.
Because goddamn, what an interesting game that is.
Abzu. They're the Abzu guys. Abzu and the Pathless. Sword of the Sea is the next one from those guys. Big surprise announcement last week. Michael, it's funny. I look back on my dojo choices for this week, and I'm like, you know what we should have just played?
Oh, what's that?
We should have just played the Heretic and Hexen re-releases that they put out on the on Game Pass this week, because
that would have been awesome.
I was like, we're gonna play a beat 'em up game. We're gonna play
we wanted to be different type of thing, and then it just didn't work out.
They re-released Heretic and Hexen. They revamped a lot of the stuff. I was watching Digital Foundry thing where they redid some of the like damage values because Hexen was like really hard when it originally came out. There's a fully remastered soundtrack. There's 2 new original campaigns from both id and Night Dive.
Which is really cool, to be honest.
Yeah, 2 new episodes, one for Heretic and one for Hexen. Yeah, and it's all on Game Pass, and
which is awesome. Yeah, because these games are really fun, especially if you like these types of like shooters, which I'm a big fan of.
Yeah,
and it's got a co-op mode and a deathmatch mode, so it's very old school that way. And it's just I'm happy that this they were able to do this.
Yeah, yeah, it looks real nice. It's so weird. I still am waiting for somebody to put out Hexen or Heretic 2. Heretic 2 was like a third-person action game.
I forgot about that.
It was all in 3D. I think it was in the Quake engine.
Yeah.
And when they finally remaster Heretic 2, then I will start asking them for Heavy Metal Fact 2 remaster.
Jeff, me, you, and like 3 other people know what we're talking about.
Also, isn't that one enemy in this game that's just the Violator?
Yeah,
is that one enemy in this game
that's
just the Violator?
Because I remember when we saw that the first time, like, is that just the?
That's just the Violator. That's the Violator.
I'm amazed nobody's suing anybody for that fucking thing.
Nobody's green. He's a green Violator.
Yeah, it's different. He's got a wheelchair and a mohawk.
Yeah,
so it's different, completely different. He's not a clown either. He's a mime.
Speaking of Doom stuff, Doom: The Dark Ages just got a new update that added the Ripatorium, which is a customizable like arena that you can stock with specific types of enemies, customize waves, what kind of enemies, what kind of things, what kind of soundtrack is in it,
That's
what environment
cool.
it's in, to basically just give you a little rip and tear jolt whenever you want it. So,
man, I would have loved that for some of the other ones.
Yep, absolutely. We also got speaking of Xbox, Viewfinder is coming out on the Xbox.
Oh.
That was the game where you had a magical Polaroid and you would take a picture and then you would hold it up and then it would become the part of the world.
So you could like go to that spot easily because of it.
Or like you would hold it up and it would have like a stairway in it and then it would turn 3-dimensional so that the stairway could be used.
It was a really creative ass game.
Yep. Came out a little while back. But yeah, it's out now on the Xbox. So check that out. Let's see. We got a release date leak for the ROG Xbox Ally handheld. It appears to be August 20th, next week. This was from D-Labs, which is like a French website. This coincides with like the opening night live of Xbox for Gamescom. So they're probably going to announce that like you can order it right now.
Yeah, that's definitely what's going to happen then.
But so
now that's been ruined.
Yeah.
Thanks, leak people.
Even though I'm sure this thing is going to be like $800.
Oh no, absolutely. It's
absolutely
probably
not.
I'm waiting for it to sell nothing. That'll be really funny if it doesn't.
Absolutely not. Inzoi has also been spoiling their own Gamescom announcements. There's a DLC that's coming out, and then they also said that they announced that they're putting it out on the PS5. So
that's fun.
Early next year. But there's also like a big DLC called Summer Vacation or something
Island
like
Getaway.
that. Island Getaway. That's going to be a big expansion for Inzoi.
Drop
I don't
cats.
know. Is anybody actually playing Inzoi?
I forgot about Inzoi entirely until you brought it up.
There you go. Crimson Desert, which is the single-player spin-off from Black Desert Online.
Oh, yeah, that thing looked really cool, and then I never heard anything about it.
Yep, it's been delayed and now set to release in early 2026.
That's a shame.
They put out a statement basically saying like they need more time to work on it. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
Kind of fun, yeah.
Kind of got some Kingdom Come Deliverance vibes, but with weirder.
Yeah.
So that Kaiju number 8 game that looks like ass.
Oh, the phone game?
Yep. Has a late August release date. Got a full-on release date. So
question mark?
Yeah.
I know how much you love the Kaiju number 8s, Jeff.
I do like Kaiju number 8. I don't want to play this at all.
Don't you have a phone?
I do have a phone. August 31st. When they said late August, they meant it.
Yeah.
And then, let's wrap it up with a few fun things. One of them was about that Scream getting added back into Warhammer, but I already spoiled that. So, another one. This was really interesting. I remember we talked a long time ago about... I think I talked with somebody else. There was a Sims expansion that came out.
No, we talked about this.
That had a song in it.
Yeah.
That was like this weird bop that I knew about, but they had sung it all in Simlish. I don't know if somebody pointed out this out in the comments, but apparently this fucking happens all the time.
No, I brought it up. I've actually brought up this specific one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So apparently, at Katy Perry concert, somebody walked up to the stage and handed her a piece of paper with the lyrics to her Simlish version of Last Friday Night and asked if she would sing it. And she kind of did.
Oh,
like,
wow.
she didn't have the band behind her, and she was reading it off the paper, obviously, because she didn't memorize the Simlish version. And just she did her best to do like 2 bars of Last Friday Night in Simlish at her concert.
Yeah, because for people who don't know, there was a DLC for like Sims 3 or something.
Yeah.
And she sang the entire song in Simlish.
Yep. They have a video. This is the video of her
for it
singing it. Yeah.
And I remember that when it came out, I'm like, what's wrong with this song? and then so it's been stuck in my head for years that had happened.
Right.
So when we talked about that DLC, I brought that one up specifically.
Yeah.
But that's cool that she was willing to do that, though.
Yeah.
Both the first time and the second time now.
Yeah. I don't know. Katy Perry's been trying real hard, and
she's trying to rehabilitate her image from all the dumb shit she consistently been saying for the past while.
I mean, there was like that last music video that she put out, the "Girls Rule the World" one. Everybody was like, "Oh God, no!"
That rubbed everyone the wrong way.
No, everybody was like, "No," and that was like either right before or right after her going up on the spaceship.
Yeah.
And I remember it was like, man, Katie, come on.
The joke keeps being that marrying Russell Brand was not the worst mistake she's done in a while.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Let's see. And then we got 2 more here. I don't know if you saw this guy Blurbs on YouTube.
Well, I've heard of him, but I didn't see this thing.
So this guy Blurbs on YouTube, he does a lot of like kind of stunt stuff. But he did this really interesting stream of Red Dead Redemption 2 where he used a mod and then a camera. So he took out the main character. He put he hooked like a cell phone to the camera data in the game and then like put himself on a green screen so that it looks like he's in the world of Red Dead Redemption 2.
That's incredible.
And he like was going up in a hot air balloon. He's like walking around. He's like taking selfies with the gang. And it's kind of it's interesting. He's like getting the bath from the lady and
in jail.
Yeah, going in the outhouse. And so it's interesting. He said it was 2 rubber bands and a selfie stick and a bunch of like kind of coding and plugins and stuff, but he managed to kind of make it.
Oh, and he's on like the online one too. It's probably what's helping with him with it.
Yeah. But
I have to admit, that's kind of incredible.
It's pretty good. But as always, the master of putting yourself into Red Dead Redemption 2 is Eli Handel B with his latest John Wick and Red Dead Redemption 2 video, which I finally got around to watching. So.
It's incredible because what I like about this guy, because there's other people I find on YouTube who try doing stuff like this, but it's always just like random things.
Yeah.
He likes telling a story with his.
Yeah.
So his version is that instead of John Wick just being there, he's one of the gang.
Right.
And in fact, I think he's just basically just John Marston in general.
I think he's more Arthur.
Well, no, because he talks to Arthur at one point.
Yeah.
So it's like, I think that's what it is.
Oh, yeah.
Because everybody calls him John.
There's part they do call him John.
So they're just talking to John Marston, but they just replaced him with John.
With John Wick.
Although there is a sequence where you finally see him looking at John.
Yeah.
But I think that's what makes it really fun.
Yeah.
And it all works because he rides a horse a lot in some of the movies.
Yep.
So he had a lot of footage to work with.
And he's like throwing knives and using like 6-shooters and stuff. And
it all works every single time he does these things.
Yeah.
And I don't know how the man does it.
Yep. It's pretty good. It's pretty great. Everybody should go subscribe to Eli B. Eli B channel? Was that
he's started like doing some
Handle B.
Some like finicky work here and there, but for the most part he uses like actual just normal cutscene stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's our show. We're only 10 minutes over. Michael, tell the people where they can find you. We're not over here watching way too many trailers with me on the RageSelect podcast.
You can find me on OneOfUs.net. We do a lot of movie and television reviews. You can also find me on YouTube under Super Maniacs. It's a Superman podcast I do sometimes.
Oh, that Superman's coming out soon.
Yeah.
Coming out soon.
I might just get it just for the podcast.
I might, yeah.
Or use it as my excuse to get it for the podcast.
I might just have it. I'm probably going to watch it this weekend, so we'll find out next week. Patreon.com/RageSelect. Helps out, kick some bucks, get some bonus videos. I swear to all of you that I will never throw a RageSelect convention, and if I do, there will be more llamas than celebrities. That's it. That's my promise to you.
I want more llamas, to be honest.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what the people want. You give the people what they want. All right, we'll see you next time, everybody. Bye.